The Louie T Network is powered by MusicHead University. MusicHeads, classes in session. Turn me up. Enroll on YouTube now. Link is in the description.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome to the Command Post Live. You know what it is. Post up. Take command. I, of course, am your Commander-in-Chief, Louie T. Thank you for joining me. It's Cups Up night. Last cheers of the preseason before we get this thing kicked off next week. And I didn't really have a chance to do this with all of you. I was hoping we would on Sunday, but obviously we had technical difficulties. It wasn't able to go off without a hitch. And so all of you didn't get the entire gist of what we did on Sunday. So I want to bring a little bit of that to you tonight. We do have some business to attend to before we get to all of the toasts that we will have tonight. Before I talk about what a successful season for the Commanders looks like, because these are all topics that we will address tonight. DQ and Jaden did both speak yesterday at practice. We have not talked about that, so I want to go over what was said. There wasn't a lot there. I'm going to be honest with you. Neither of them said anything that, moved the needle necessarily, but it's always good to hear from our quarterback, and it's always good to hear from DQ as well. And so we'll talk about that. The couple of pieces of information that we went through probably on other platforms, Commanders, Kings, what may have you. I haven't actually addressed it here, so we're going to do that as well. But with that said, let's start with Bill. Bill has chosen a number. I know you guys know this by now. I was a big fan of 22. I said 25 was a close second. If you couldn't get 22, if something happened with 22, 25 would be a good fallback plan. 22 was available. He took 22. Good job, Bill, understanding the assignment. Now he looks like a real difference-making running back. 32 didn't feel like a guy that was going to hurt you in the run game. 22 feels like a guy that could be devastating in the run game. So shout out to Bill for understanding the assignment and acing that assignment. Now he's 22, and he's going to be a demon for us this season. Shout out to our guy, B.I. Double. Kendrick Bourne, the Bourne identity. We talked about him potentially being a target of this team because of AP and the history that those two share coming from San Francisco. I've always been a fan of Kendrick Bourne's. I thought he was going to go to New England and do damage. And when he's been healthy, he really has done some damage. Problem is, he hasn't been very healthy in New England, which is not music to your ears if you're a fan of this team. However, he is healthy now, and I truly feel like this is an opportunity for us to get a guy that can help us. If injuries were to, affect this team at any point, you want guys, especially a veteran. We don't have a veteran right now that we trust from the practice squad or the back end of the roster that we feel like, i.e. Jamison Crowder a year ago, for instance, right? Jamison Crowder, back into the roster veteran that you felt very comfortable, if need be, and it pressed into action, he could step in, no questions asked, and get the job done. We don't have one of those, right? The back end of the roster looks like Jaylen Lane and Luke McCaffrey, two young guys, a year two player and a rookie. You go to the practice squad, two more rookies, undrafted, I may add, and Chris Moore. Who wants to see Chris Moore step on the football field? Not me. Not me. Like, I don't want any parts of that. So we need a guy in here. Kendrick Bourne isn't just any guy, however. He's a guy that can actually help. And so if you can get this guy to come here and sign on the dotted line, we would have put together one hell of a supporting cast for Jaden Daniels in his second season. We went from, Olamide Zaccheaus and De'Ami Brown and, the aforementioned Jamison Crowder and, KJ Osborne last year and All of those guys that were here a season ago that we tried to psych ourselves up about. What was the tall Stanford receiver that blocked really well that was here last year? Yeah, all of those dudes. We went from that group with Noah Brown as your 2, which is not ideal, to Terry, Debo, Noah, potentially Kendrick Bourne, Jaylen Lane, and then Luke McCaffrey, if need be. Luke could easily be an inactive by week 6 once Kendrick Bourne gets here, gets acclimated, and feels comfortable. Again, don't know how long that would take. Assuming he signs here, he's going to stop in San Francisco first on Monday, and then we're the second visit. I hope, as Rio put it last night, I hope he's stopping in San Francisco to say hi to a few old friends and let them know that if the deal in Washington is good, I won't be back. Ian Rappaport has said both teams have a deal theoretically in place already for Kendrick Bourne. The question is, which feels like a better fit to him and who has the better deal? I don't know the answer to that. Here's what I'll tell you. I hope he chooses to play with JD5 instead of Brock Purdy. But if I were a receiver right now, looking at the 49ers situation and where I think I'm going to get on the field the fastest and have an impact, San Francisco makes the most sense because they've got a ton of injuries. Whereas we're ready to rock. He would easily be wide receiver 4 on this team. And so there's no guarantees when you're a wide receiver 4. So I could see how he could decide, you know what, for the best interest in me getting a deal next year, I probably should go to San Francisco, somewhere where I know I can get on the field immediately and have an impact. But my hope is that he looks at our situation. He wants an opportunity to chase a chip. He wants to play with the best of the best. It's here. In case you were trying to figure out what I was talking about. Here, with us. With one of them ones. Top 5. As my guy would say. Dead or alive. Here at the quarterback position. Don't want to go play with Brock Purdy. He's middle of the pack. Why settle for that when you can get you one of the best in the league, top 5, dead or alive? Shout out to my guy, Big Money Sonny. So, at the end of the day, this feels like a hell of a season that is on the horizon. I haven't been this excited for a season, I think, in my life. I'm being honest with you. Because I've never seen a quarterback like this in my life play for my favorite team. Okay? The expectations for the upcoming season in 2025 are through the roof. It is palpable. The amount of expectations we have, the shit that we're talking. We're going to toast the league MVP tonight. We're toasting to that tonight. When's the last time as a fan you toasted to a quarterback that plays for this team being into the conversation and expecting him to win league MVP? When's the last time you did that? En route, by the way, en route to leading us to the promised land. When's the last time you toasted to that? For most of you, myself included, the answer is never. The correct answer is what is never. For me, that's correct. So there's a lot that we have to be thankful for, that we have to toast to tonight. We're going to do all of those things. I do want to start off tonight, though. Just on a quick side note, a quick sidebar. Cups up for the first time of many times tonight. Cups up. All right. Cups up for the first time of many times tonight. I need y'all to acknowledge the fact that old Jared Jones is a godsend. He's a blessing, right? So I just want to say cheers to hashtag long live Jer. to sit and listen to this man talk about how the Cowboys needed to get better at stopping the run. And that was his excuse, because that's what it was, an excuse, not a reason, an excuse as to why he dealt the best player on their team and now the best player on the Green Bay Packers team, Micah Parsons. Cheers to Jerry being incompetent, an egotistical maniac, and someone who is self-serving, chasing evaluations and dollars instead of winning Super Bowls, and one of the most narcissistic human beings on the planet. Cheers. May he never change and may he never perish. Hashtag long live Jerry. Cheers, everyone. So that's the first of many toasts on the evening. We're going to get into these press conferences because the press conferences, again, were ho-humish, but they do deserve to be spoken about. So we'll do that first, and then we will get to some of the proceedings this evening. Shout out to all of y'all. I know it's a Friday night, and you could be anywhere else but here, but you're here kicking it with the kid, Louie T, and I really appreciate y'all, man. On the outskirts of this beautiful 4-day weekend for some, 3-day weekend for all, I really appreciate you starting your weekend off with me, your man, Louie T. This will probably be the last time you see me this weekend as well. I'm going to take a well-needed break Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Come back refreshed, ready to kick ass for the 2025 season. And obviously, once we hit the ground running on Tuesday, ain't no turning back, right? So let's get to DQ's presser. We'll finish up with Jaden's press conference, right? He says the Jaden and Terry connection was one that had time on task. He's talked about that so many times. Time on task, time on task, time on task. That's one of his favorite lines. Even when Terry wasn't on the field, he kept referencing time on task, right? So he said that because of that time on task, because of the relationship that they enjoyed last year, it was like riding a bike. They basically just were able to just pick up right where they left off a year ago. And we've seen clips of, Terry running a deep over route, which DQ referenced in this press conference, and Jaden hitting him perfectly in stride. And it's like, poetry in motion. It's like the two never, ever were ever apart. And so I love it, man. I told you, I hated it there. When with no Terry, I hated it there. I love it here. This is where we all belong, here with all of our guys happy and smiling and ready to go kick some ass in the upcoming season. He talked about the preparedness of the practice squad and how important that is. DQ always references 70 players. He rarely talks about the 53-man roster. He usually incorporates the 17 guys. We have 17, not 16 like most teams in the NFL, because we have the IPP here, the International Pathway Program. We have a player in that program, TJ Mag. So that gives us 17 guys on the practice squad instead of the 16. So it's 70 total. And he always talks about those guys having to be ready. And last year, we had a lot of guys on the practice squad. Jeremy McNichols, for one. No, I think J-Mac made the team. Excuse me. Chris Rodriguez was one of those guys he talked about ad nauseum, about how he stayed ready. He didn't have to get ready. He stayed ready. When his number was called, he produced. You could say the same thing about J-Mac, but J-Mac was on the roster. You never knew when he was going to play. But he always talks about guys staying ready. Sheldon Day was another great example of a guy who just stayed ready, which is why he's back again this year on the practice squad, because Sheldon Day is always ready when his number is called. And you know what you're going to get out of Sheldon Day. And same thing can be said for C-Rod. C-Rod is on the active roster this year. We'll see what kind of impact he has. But DQ talked about guys being ready. And none of us really truly love the practice squad this year. right? It's not a very exciting group. It's not one that gets the juices flowing and gets you thinking, man, this guy could really be huge for us. However, there are a couple of guys, veterans in particular, that we feel like, if given an opportunity, can impact winning and losing on the roster. But ultimately, our starters are what is going to ultimately be the difference making this season, right? They're going to be the difference makers, rather, this season. Those guys that are frontline starters. He talked about C-Rod's evolution, right? Chris Rodriguez and what he's seen from him over time, which made them comfortable with keeping him on the roster this year, because he easily could have been on the practice squad again. And he talked about him being in better shape. That's something he's mentioned. This is something that they must have been harping on with him over the years. You got to get in shape, bro. And, I think I'm going to be honest with you. When we started talking numbers, I was actually interested in C-Rod jumping to 25. I was like, yo, C-Rod, how you feel about getting out of that 36, bro? That 36 was cool when you was, a little bit thick and out of shape, pause, right? You're a little bit bigger than they probably wanted you to be. Because DQ has talked about it many times this year, that he's in the best shape that he's seen him in. He's in great shape. I mean, I don't know how many times he can say Chris Rodriguez is in big shape. In great shape. But in saying that, 36 doesn't necessarily fit, because it fit last year. He was a little bit bigger. So you could call him the short bus. Shout out to Rio. But for me, I was like, you fit and trim now. We can get you in a real running back number. I was angling for him to say, you know what? Let me get 25. But I think he's just happy to be here, bro. He's just happy. What? Quiz. I got a quiz for y'all. What was Chris Rodriguez's number before he switched to 36? I see the answer in the comment section. Everybody that said 23, you are absolutely correct. Chris Rodriguez was 23. Marshawn Lattimore showed up on the scene. He gave up 23 and allowed Marshawn Lattimore to have that and moved to 36. Marshawn Lattimore, as we know now, has gone back to his college number of 2. And so Amos is now in 23. Rodriguez has stuck with 36. I would have moved to 25 if I were him, but good for him. I think he's just happy to be on the roster right now. And DQ talked about him growing as a leader. He talked about him showing young guys how to get it done on special teams. And he said that's, part of the brotherhood. And he talked about him being in tremendous shape. So good for C-Rod. And we'll see, how much of this change leads to him getting actual reps in the game when it matters. Really, we can only attest to C-Rod getting meaningful reps in an actual game that we wanted to win. Let's keep that in mind, that we wanted to win. Most of our C-Rod reps that we've seen have come in games where we wanted this team to actively lose back in 2023. Okay? Last year, he got a lot of mop-up duty. The one time we've seen him in a game that we were actively trying to win while the other team wasn't getting their brains bashed in or dog-tired was the Atlanta game on Sunday Night Football in Week 17 to clinch a playoff berth. He was really good in that game. A lot of you kind of take that game and created this legend of C-Rod that really doesn't truly exist. He had 3 carries for like 9 yards. One of those carries was a touchdown where he made a guy miss in the backfield, and he had a catch in overtime that helped lead us down the field to the game-winning drive. But some of you overrate that game. I like what he did in that game, but some of you overrate what he did in that game. We'll see what he does this year when he gets carries early, first, second quarter. not third and fourth quarter when the other team is out of it, like the Tennessee game where he ran for almost 100 yards in the fourth quarter against the Titans team that was down by 1,000 points. Let's see what he does this season. I'm looking forward to seeing what C-Rod can do. There's a lot of C-Rod stands out there. He talked about keeping 4 backs. And he was asked about, like, if after Brian Robinson was traded, was 4 backs the thing. And he just talked about the depth of the room, which they had talked about all summer. Like, they talked about the depth of the room, whether you talk to Anthony Lynn, the running backs coach, offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, or head coach Dan Quinn. They all talked about the same thing, the depth of the running back room and how they felt like they had guys that could legitimately play on an NFL roster. So 4 wasn't ever far-fetched, but I will tell you this right now. If other positions performed better, I do think there would have been 3 backs, not 4. If the wide receiver position had been better, I do think there could have been a chance that there were only 3 backs. Now, Ale Cajo, to me, feels like the first guy to go. Like, they kept him because we didn't have 6 receivers. Why not? I could easily see a scenario where if somebody had really performed well on the defensive line, for instance, a Cleveland Farrell, or a Jalen Holmes, if someone had absolutely knocked it out of the park this summer, where they're like, yo, we cannot afford to cut this guy, coupled with a receiver that would have stepped up, which didn't happen, I could have easily seen them keep 3 backs. I think it was circumstance that allowed them to keep 4 backs, to be honest with you. They didn't have any other positions that warranted an extra guy being kept, so they could keep 4 running backs without any issues, which was fine by us because running back, again, was one of the more talented positions on the roster to begin with. He was asked the question, was DQ, about, can you see/imagine this offense without all the pieces? No Sam Cosmi, no Terry for most of the summer, no Noah Brown for most of the summer. Can you still envision this offense without all of the pieces being in place? And he said, no, but because we don't have a different offensive coordinator, because the offense is similar to what it was the year before, because you know what Terry did last year and you can envision him being on the field and what he will bring to the table. No Brandon Coleman for a lot of the summer. It was hard to figure out how all of this would look, but you had an idea. And he said the good thing was other guys got reps, got better. Then you insert the guys that you know are capable, a Brandon Coleman, a Terry McLaurin, a Noah Brown, and all of a sudden, this is a well-oiled machine because other guys have gotten reps and gotten better while those guys have been absent. So it's the reason why I feel so confident going into week 1 is because I expect this offense to be clicking on all cylinders. I don't know how good the Giants defense is going to be this year. They look like a formidable group, right? But here's the thing, right? And this is why I feel confident. They can't score. And I don't know how good our defense is going to be, but I just don't think the Giants offensively are like that. Malik Neighbors is. Name another player on that Giants offense that really strikes fear in your heart. I'll wait. So if you got to keep up with us, if we don't beat ourselves, which is the only reason the Giants were even in the game the first time, is because we had 1,800 penalties. We couldn't get out of our own way. And instead of scoring, we didn't punt that entire game. Never forget. Giants fans want you to forget because we kicked 7 field goals. Never forget. We didn't punt the entire game. We could have easily scored 7 touchdowns instead of 7 field goals. Never forget. They didn't force a single punt in that game. They could have easily gotten work last year. It's a better Giants team. They fortified the safety position. They fortified the front, right? The only thing that's a question mark on that defense is their corners, which I think we're going to exploit as long as Jaden is given time, which I trust this offensive line to be able to do. This offense has a chance to be super potent. And so even though we haven't seen all of the parts healthy, you can imagine what it will look like when they all get into the lineup. And you don't really have to imagine anymore with Terry and Noah and Brandon Coleman all being back at practice this week. You're just missing Sam Cosmi at this point. We can hold up until Sam is ready, hopefully week 5, when he's eligible to come off the PUP list. But until then, Nick Allegretti / Andrew Wiley can hold it down. We feel confident and comfortable with this offensive line, and we know the skill guys can get it done. I think we're going to run through the Giants like a hot knife. We're going to cut through those bastards like a hot knife through butter. He talked about confidence in the O-line, and would he pick a specific side? If it's 4th and 1, where would he run? Right side, left side? He wouldn't acknowledge which side, even though he said, I think I got a side. But he did talk about the offensive line and the growth of this group and how he's really pleased with the athleticism, which he's talked about. And we've seen this, whether it's Josh Connolly Jr. getting up to the second level, or it's Laramie Tunzel, with his athletic profile. Brandon Coleman's a really good athlete, as we've seen throughout his career to this point. Like, we have a very athletically gifted offensive line. Even Andrew Wiley can move. So screens, whether it's to the running back or the wide receiver, runs that get up to the second level, I feel really confident that we can absolutely put somebody's dick in the dirt with our offensive line because of their athleticism. And that's something DQ highlighted. As far as running to one side or the other, I think it's pretty safe to say that if they're going to run the football to one side or the other in a gotta-have-it situation, feels like they're going to run to the left behind Laramie Tunzel, Brandon Coleman, and Tyler Biadasz. I don't know about you, but that's what it feels like right now, right? We'll see. The Packers game. He talked about the prep for the Packers game. He said that because of the short week and because of the NFL moving to this 3 preseason game, 1 week of, no football before the start of the season, it's really given teams like Washington, who's in sort of a tough spot with the quick turnaround after week 1, an opportunity to prepare for your week 2 opponent. I actually like this spot, week 2, and DQ said it the other day that he loves this opportunity of a Thursday night game. You'd rather have this Thursday night game in week 2 than in week 12 or in week 7, right? Because 1, you're still fresh. You're still fresh, relatively fresh. So that quick turnaround isn't going to hurt you like it would in week 7 or week 12 or week 16, right? You're still relatively fresh. 2, you've gotten time with this whole week. Yeah, you've been prepping for the Giants since the week of the Bengals preseason game, right? Or excuse me, the week of the Ravens preseason game. You've been prepping for the Giants all the way going back to the 3rd week of August. So as you get into the final week of August, you continue to prep for the Giants, but now it also gives you an opportunity to prep for Green Bay. And DQ said, while most teams are going to spend 2 full weeks prepping for their week 1 opponent because they can, we have the advantage of being able to continue to prep for the Giants, but also start prepping for Green Bay in this short, turnaround, in this quick turnaround. But he said the main focus is the Giants game. Like, once you get to Monday, he said you got to put that Green Bay stuff in the drawer, in the file cabinet, close it, and you'll come back to that after the Giants game is done. But, you get as much of that Green Bay prep as you can done. Close that book, put it in the drawer, shut that drawer, and let's focus on getting this week 1 dub at the crib against a divisional opponent. Then when it's over with, you open that drawer up, you've gotten work already done, and you can continue your work and be ahead of the game going into that Packers quick turnaround on Thursday Night Football. So I love it. He talked about the 4th down success this team had last year and how tough it is to replicate 87%. And DQ said, no, I agree. That's a pretty tough feat. He said a lot of what we did last year on 4th down was just strictly Jaden, right? We called the play, shit broke down, Jaden made it happen. You can't rely on that. He's like, that's not something we want to go into. He said, I think that would be negligent on our part to rely on Jaden to make some shit happen once the play breaks down on 4th down. We got to be better at predicting what the defense is going to show us and do, and then taking advantage of that and making it happen. But ultimately, he talked about situational football, like who the opponent is, you know, what's the mindset going into the game. Like, for instance, we went into that week 3 contest last year against the Cincinnati Bengals knowing that we had to score points. There was no hesitation. The very first 4th down of the game, DQ sent the offense, told the offense, stay on the field, go for it on 4th and 4. And Luke McCaffrey steals the ball from Noah Brown and gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. That set the tone for the night. Like, we know what we came here to do. We ain't come here to play it safe. We didn't come here to play close to the Bengals and lose close and earn respect because you competed with the Cincinnati. No, we came here to win. And certain teams you look at and you say, hey, if we go for it on 4th down and we won't get it, what they offense going to do? Shit. Okay, well, let's go for it then. Like, I remember being so disrespected back in 2022, or 2021, excuse me, when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came to Washington the year after they won the Super Bowl. And they went for it on a 4th down deep in their own territory. And I said, that shit is, and I remember Bobby McCain, he felt my pain. After the game, Bobby McCain said, yeah, nah, we was pissed off. That was so disrespectful. And we took that shit personal. Before Jordan said it, Bobby McCain said that shit, or maybe he said it after. I think The Last Dance had already come out by then. But Bobby McCain took that shit personal. So did the rest of the defense. And I took that shit personal. Don't be going for it on 4th and 2 from your own 34-yard line. That's disrespectful. They got the shit too, though. But nonetheless, they did that because they didn't fear us. Like, what they going to do with the shit? We turned over, what they going to do? Not a goddamn thing. That's what they were thinking. They wouldn't have done that shit to the Kansas City Chiefs, right? So there's a level of respect that comes with, hey, if we turn it over on downs right here, that's 7 points. You might as well put 7 on the board because them boys are diabolical on the other side. Whereas if you don't respect your opponent, or you do respect them enough, it's one of 2 ways you can play it. One, we don't respect them. We can turn it over on downs. They ain't going to do shit with it no way. Or 2, we got to go for it because these boys going to score 35 tonight. And if we don't score 37, we're going to lose. So we got to go for it. Whether we punt the ball right here and we down it at the 3, or we go for it, they still scoring a touchdown regardless. Which no one thinks of it that way, but sometimes it be like that. So he talked about 4th down success and his thought process going into it this year. And sometimes you got to steal a possession. You know, sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, right? He talked about being around great quarterback wide receiver duos. He was around one in Atlanta, obviously, with Matt Ryan and Julio. And he talked about the thing as a defensive coordinator, a defensive-minded guy that makes a quarterback wide receiver duo special is that you know what they do well. You know what's coming, and you still can't stop the shit. Basically. This is their bread and butter. This is what they do. You know the shit is coming, and you still can't stop it. He talked about Jaylen Lane's development, which I think we've all watched this summer. Because Jaylen Lane started out as a rookie when training camp got underway that had a very minimal impact on this offense. We were waiting for one of the veterans to show up, right? Whether it was Chris Moore, KJ Osborne, Michael Gallup, even Michael Strawn, we were waiting for somebody to step up. And none of them did. To the point where we started looking at Ja'Cory Brooks and saying, hey, is it you? And he was like, nah, it ain't me. But I appreciate you asking, though. Finally, Jaylen Lane said, all right, enough of the shenanigans. I'll be that guy. Y'all need somebody to step up in the event that Noah or something goes awry. I'll step up. I'll be that guy. And we watched him from only getting one target against New England to showcasing in front of the entire nation on Monday Night Football against Cincinnati that I'm a baller, to making some more plays against the Ravens. Or a matter of fact, he didn't play in the Ravens game. They saw enough, and I had seen enough in the second preseason game. And they talked about him being a coach's son, him not making the same mistake twice. I think he's a guy that is taking. I know you guys. This was a clip that got me excited. I know you guys probably saw this clip of Terry McLaurin coaching up Jaylen Lane, teaching him how to have late hands over the outside shoulder tracking the football. Right, like don't tell the DB that the ball's coming. Last second, give him a little nudge. Terry was giving him some game, boy, dropping a gem on that young man's melon. I know y'all saw that clip on social media yesterday of Terry showing him how to run the route. It's a fade, and quarterback put it over the outside shoulder, and you last second you bump down over the outside shoulder. And he didn't catch it, but Terry said, that's it right there, right? He didn't catch it, but Terry said, that's it right there. Late hands, over the outside shoulder, little bump at the top, at the point of catch, little bump, right? Create separation. Now he can't elevate as much. That's a veteran savvy move. Now go get it. He caught the second one. And Terry was right there every step of the way. This is why you need veterans on your squad, man. This is what Rivera never did. It was the blind leading the blind when Rivera was here. We had all young players. After that first year where he brought in the old and decrepit, after that, it was all young boys. He talked about tackling and run defense to really close out his presser. And he said the tackling wasn't up to par at the beginning of the preseason, which we all know that Patriots game was disastrous. He said the second game, it got better, but they still, needed some more work. And he thought it was really good in the preseason finale against Baltimore. So he talked about the run defense, and he said his grade for the run defense in the preseason would be incomplete. I concur with that. Why? We really didn't see enough of it. The starters were out there. I thought they did a solid job against the run against Cincinnati in that one performance that we saw from them. They had a chance to stop Chase Brown at the goal line, though, and they didn't. That was really frustrating. But ultimately, the backups didn't do a great job of stopping the run in the Patriots game. Actually, they were awful in that game. And then against the Ravens, I felt like they got gutted in the game as well, especially early on. So I think he said incomplete. I think that's the right way to look at the run defense. But the guys that we think are going to be on the field for us playing meaningful snaps, I think they're going to be good. And he said, we feel good about Dietrich Wise. We feel good about Eddie Goldman. We feel good about Javon Kinlaw and all these guys that we added to really help beef up the defensive front and stop the run. We feel good about those guys. We're going to see if they are able to step up and help this run defense in the ways that they envisioned when they signed these guys. But I'm excited to see what those guys are able to do. Jaden and his presser. All right. Let's talk about it. He talked about getting reps with Terry and Noah, and he just said it's important, and he echoed those sentiments a little bit later on in the press conference where he basically said reps with your guys, it's the most important thing you can have in football. He said, unlike other sports, we practice more than we play games. Other sports, baseball, basketball, even hockey, they play more games than they do practice, right? Football, you practice for an entire week just to play one game. You play 3-4 games in a week in basketball, and you play 5-6 games in a week in baseball with 1 day of practice in baseball, possibly, and maybe 2 days of practice max a week in basketball. And so, or maybe 3, depending on how the schedule works out for you. But you get all this, and you get a whole week of practice in the NFL. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and a walkthrough Saturday for a lot of teams, especially when you're at home. And you play one game, then you do it all over again. Rinse and repeat, right? So he talked about the most important thing with Terry and Noah is just getting reps, getting that time on task, getting comfortable with them, going through those, motions, having things go wrong so you can then correct them, right? He talked about his conversations with Terry, and Terry voiced his gratitude of Jaden throughout his ordeal with the contract, and how Jaden was a sounding board for him, and Jaden constantly reminded him of his worth and not to settle, and that we'll be here when you get your deal done. Don't settle for anything. Know your worth. You've put in the work. Get what you deserve, and we'll be here when it's all done, right? And Terry obviously was gracious and appreciated that. And to that, he just said, look, Terry's a veteran. He's proven what he is capable of in this league, and he needed to get what he deserved, essentially. And again, that's what you want your leaders to do. Like, not be Brett Favre and tell a guy you need to be in camp. You want your leader to be like, nah, dude, do what you got to do to get and secure the bag for your family. You just got married. You had a beautiful wife. Secure the bag for your family, bro. I know y'all probably talking about having kids here shortly. Secure the bag for your family so, your child that comes into this world never has to want or need for anything. Secure that bag. We'll be here. Take care of business, right? We know what type of guy you are. And those boys were getting in, working the bubble. Terry catching passes from Jaden, running routes against air, and staying. And that's why I feel like Terry was able to jump into practice with essentially no hesitation and no issues whatsoever, right? He talked about Jaylen Lane's willingness to learn, to get better every day. He said he started out as a rookie in camp, wide-eyed, basically trying to figure it out. And he's seen his growth all the way to the end of the summer to now, where he feels confident in throwing him the football, right? One of the highlight plays of training camp is the throw from Jaden to Jaylen Lane, back corner of the end zone, 2 defenders draped all over him. Ball had to be in a perfect spot. Lane had to make a Moss-esque catch, and he did for the touchdown. I still don't know if he got 2 feet in bounds. It does not matter. It was such an epic play. And Jaden's talked about him growing, not making the same mistake. Remember, Jaden kicked the receiver out of the huddle this training camp, rather, for not, being able to hold his water and having a false start. So to see Jaylen Lane gain his trust, it's a beautiful thing. He talked about his ability to throw the football to Terry, and he says, like riding a bike. Like, we never stopped really riding the bike, but if you happen to stop riding that bike, guess what? You get on it, you pedal a little bit, and it all comes back to you. That muscle memory snaps into place. And so he basically said, it was like riding a bike with him and Terry. And we all know they were throwing in the bubble. So, like, they never really stopped riding the bike, right? He talked about Laramie's impact and the expectation of the offense. And he said, look, this is why I love Jaden, because he never, ever takes the bait. The media wants to get a quote. They want him to say something where he's kind of puffing his chest out, a little bit, boisterous, maybe even a little bit cocky and arrogant. And he never falls for the bait. He never falls for the banana in the tailpipe. That trap never gets him. They set the trap with a question about this offense, and they named all the reasons why this offense could be so much better this year. And he was like, I don't set expectations. I just know what our guys are capable of. I know what Cliff is capable of. I know what I'm capable of. I know what these guys are about. And we just put in the work every day to get better, and we look to put our best foot forward on the field. Like, come on, man. If that ain't the best PC answer you can give, like, he get it, man. Like, I'm not giving them no bulletin board material. I'm not giving you a quote for your story. I'm going to just make sure you understand that I'm a trained killer. I'm a professional assassin. Don't get it twisted. I'm a trained killer, an assassin. But I ain't out here trying to make no headlines. I ain't trying to get nobody bulletin board material. I'm going to just show up, do my job, pack up my things, and go away. You seen the killer? You seen that? That's Jaden Daniels. Set up shop in the building across the street for 2 days, watching you, scoping you, waiting for that right opportunity to take that one shot so I can pack my shit up and go much faster than slow. We got a demon at quarterback, man. Cups up. We're going to do this again later, but I'm talking about him, and cups up, man. We got us one of them ones, man. God damn, we got us one of them ones. We truly do. Cheers to having one of the best quarterbacks in the league and having the best quarterback in the NFC. You ain't never, ever been able to say that in your lifetime if you are not of a certain age. You got to be damn near 60 to be able to say, hey, we got the best quarterback in the conference and one of the best in the league. The last time you were able to say that was Joe Theismann. I wasn't even swimming around in my dad's sack when Joe Theismann was named league MVP. So, hey, don't kill the messenger. Cheers to having one of them ones. He talked about the relationship between he and Terry and the deep ball trust. And DQ actually talked about it. He talked about Jaden Daniels being one of the best deep ball throwers and Terry being one of the best at tracking the deep ball. And he said, you put that shit together, it's a match made in heaven, right? And throughout Terry's career, there's so many crazy, freakishly good catches he's made. You think about the Chargers one where the defender is right there and you're like, how in the hell does he turn around diving and catch the shit like this? You know, it's just one of the most insane catches. You think about the Bengals catch from last year, the Star is Born game with Jaden Daniels on Monday Night Football, that's pass interference, bro. That's pass interference. And he still catches the football. You think about all of the catches Terry's made out throughout his career. There's another catch against the Steelers. We lost that game against Pittsburgh. There are a lot of great plays in that Steelers game that gets swept under the rug because we lost the game. He's had a phenomenal catch on the sidelines against the Steelers. Where you go, man, this effing dude, Terry McLaurin, bro, right? How about the Ravens' 4th down catch? Gotta have it. Jaden pumps, right? Because it's like the timing's maybe a little bit off. Then he throws it. The defender is literally draped all over Terry. It's like a backpack. And Terry still catches the bitch for a touchdown. Like, he makes some of the craziest catches, but the deep ball ability to track it and go get it, second to none in the league. Second to none. He said, I put it up there, Terry, go get it. Basically. Like, that's the trust, right? He said it speaks for itself. Jaden talked about his own impact. And, he doesn't like to talk about himself. He's a pretty humble kid, man. Really humble guy. He don't like talking about himself. And the person asking the question was like, and I'm not sure, I think it could have been Lake Lewis. I don't remember exactly who it was. But they were like, yo, I talked to somebody outside the stadium, and because of what you did last year, they named a kid after you, bro. How you feel about that shit? And Jaden, you could tell he was like, yo, that's crazy work right there. But he was also flattered, right? Like, we always want Jaden to know, like, because I don't know if he understands the impact that he has. Like, bro, you out here changing lives, you feeding families, bro. Like, you're absolutely responsible for the hope of an entire fan base that was morbidly dead. Like, we were so down in the dumps as a fan base. There was so much trauma with this fan base. He came in one season and erased so much baggage and dead weight and ill will and feelings of this is going to go all bad for us. He erased so much of that in 1 year. And I don't think he understands sometimes his impact. And in order to stay grounded, sometimes you got to keep that noise out, because if you get too many people telling you how great you are and you start to hear it all the time and you start to believe it, it can start to mess with your mind a little bit. But him hearing somebody name their kid after him, he was like, yo, that's crazy. But he also talked about wanting to be a fixture in the community, wanting to be someone that kids could look up to, being a role model. And he takes that stuff seriously. He's got a massive impact. Again, can we just, one more? Can we just, right here? Can we? Cheers to JD5, one of the mother effing ones. We're going to talk more about him as the night goes on, but can we just take another one? Cheers. We are truly blessed to have Jaden Daniels as our signal caller. We really, truly are. So he was asked, was Jaden, about having mouths to feed, right? Like, yo, you got Terry and you got Debo. These guys are both alphas. Like, how's it going to go if you get into a game and these guys want the football? And he's like, look, that's a great problem to have. But he said, at the end of the day, the ball's going to go where the defense dictates. Like, they play zone. There's a specific place where the ball's supposed to go. If they play man, I'm going to pick the place where the ball should go, right? And so at the end of the day, I run the show. Oh, and these kids don't like nobody coming around here effing with they dope and You enterprising though, and I like that. But around with the big dogs, yo, I gotta bite you. Like, hey, I got this, bro. I'm a big dog. And if you start coming at me sideways, I gotta bite you. I got this. Let me handle this, right? I love this kid. He talked about the hoodie, right? That was a thing with Terry, because when he was trying to get the deal, the hoodie was something that he came out in. And, you know the media, they like to make a big deal out of everything. Like, that's a YN thing. YNs wear hoodies at every event. I was at a baby shower. A YN had a hoodie on. It was 97 degrees outside. Bro had a hoodie on with a Scully on, bro. You would have thought it was 57 degrees outside, not 97. These YNs are different. Jaden Daniels was like, bro, even where I'm from, I used to rock hoodies all the time. Like, this ain't a Terry thing. I rock hoodies, bro. I'm like, y'all different. Like, I wear long pants in the summertime. That's always been a thing for me. But a hoodie? Now, here's the thing I would say. And I've been guilty of this, and y'all have gotten on me about wearing skull caps when it's 94 degrees outside. I'm like, bro, I'm inside. Why y'all talking to me about what it feel like outside? Shout out to Pimp C. The TV don't have temperature. Why y'all checking me for my skull cap? The TV don't have temperature. It's hot outside. It ain't hot when you watching me. I'm making you hot. That's crazy. It's cold in my house. Terry was outside at practice with a hoodie on. That's wild. Jaden was at the press conference. These press conferences take place outside. That's wild. But he was like, bro, this is what I do. I wear hoodies. So shout out to them. And then lastly, he talked about his second year. And if you haven't checked it out already, on X, I put out my Jaden Daniels second year expectations, what the ceiling is for him. I put that out on Bleacher Report. And I talked about what I see from Jaden in year 2 and why I think the sky's the limit in year 2. And he basically talked about having Cliff back for his second year, which is, he's talked about that before. Like, that's a big deal. You know, Caleb Williams is in year 2, and he's got a different head coach and offensive play. This is his third play caller. Third play caller for Caleb Williams in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not something that you take for granted, that you just, because you're a young guy, you're going to have the same offensive play caller your second year that you had in your rookie season, right? That's not everybody's situation, especially after the success we had last year. So he was really complimentary of Cliff, their relationship. He's like, yo, we both want to win. You know, I trust Cliff. Cliff trusts me. If I go to Cliff and tell him, hey, I want to do this, that, and the third, Cliff is like, all right, go do it. Like, there's a level of trust that he said they really built up last year. To be honest, he was like, yo, we really established that trust last year. I mean, and we saw it and we heard it, right? The Cleveland game, Jaden runs over to the sideline on a run for like 5 yards, and he yells to Cliff, hey, I want to take a shot to Diami. Next play, shot to Diami, touchdown, right? Like, he had that ability to be able to communicate. Like, they playing man, they pressing. Let me take this shot, bro. So I love it, man. Want more of it. So, man, Jaden is poised for a massive year number 2. I'm excited. It's going to be so much fun kind of watching this thing come together and seeing how all of this transpires. So what I want to do right now, before we get to the toast, is I want to talk about my expectations for this upcoming season and what constitutes a successful season for me, your man, Louie T. So one of the things I have the only thing I have PTSD over right now that's left. Like, PTSD is not a thing for me any longer after I get rid of this one thing. And that is back-to-back winning seasons, back-to-back seasons of double-digit wins, back-to-back seasons of making it to the postseason. We haven't done that since 1991, 1992. And for me, that's problematic, right? You did it in the 91-92 season. You did it in the 92-93 season, right? And you haven't made it back to the playoffs since. Back-to-back years. And that's the thing that I continue to hold on to. You know, we won the division, air quotes, at 7-9. And Chase Young and Montez Sweat start talking about breaking sack records and all kinds of bullshit. You could tell that they weren't focused. And Ron even said that, you know, guys they started to be big time. And he couldn't rein them in. You know, Chase is out shooting Chipotle commercials and shooting Family Feud episodes and all kinds of bullshit. And then the season shows up and we 10 weeks in and Chase got 1.5 sacks. Talking about breaking the record though, right? And so we didn't know how to handle success. 2016, after winning the division in 2015, what did we do the next year? Go 8-7-1. Miss a field goal over in London that would have won us the game there. Blow it in week 17 against the Giants in a game that they didn't need. They already had a playoff spot clinched. They basically ran the ball on almost every play, and we still couldn't stop them. Kirk chokes in the biggest moment, throws a pick at the end of the game. We lose to a Giants team that had nothing on the line. I have trauma because we haven't had success the year after having success. That all changes this year. Why? Because Kirk Cousins ain't our quarterback this time around. Why? because Taylor Heineke and Kyle Allen and Alex Smith and Dwayne Haskins, God rest his soul, aren't our quarterback this time around. I'm confident because for the first time, just like Terry McLaurin, for the first time in his career, same quarterback 2 years in a row. That shit is insane to say. This man is going into year 7, and he's never had a quarterback start the season 1 year and then start the season the next year as his starting quarterback. But it's different this time. Because that guy that started the season last year and then ultimately went on to win Offensive Rookie of the Year is also starting the season this year. And we have MVP, Super Bowl aspirations because of that man. For me, what constitutes a successful season is exactly what I just said. Winning double-digit games and getting back to the postseason. However that looks. Do I want to win the division? You're damn right I do. What do I think it's going to take? 12 wins to win the division. 12. I don't think the Eagles are going to win 13, 14 games like they've done each of the last, 2, 3 seasons. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think they're going to win 11 games this season. You can win the division with 12 wins. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. I really do. Do I expect to do that? Yeah, actually, I do. That's just me, though. Is that a little bit of homerism? Sure it is. But I have a reason to do it because our quarterback is the 5th best quarterback in the entire league. This isn't me hyping up Sam Howell in new Howell order. This is me hyping up the best quarterback in the conference. So excuse me for having the utmost confidence in my guy to go out and show why he's one of the best in the league. But forget all of that. What if you don't win 12 games? What if you just win 10? And you're the 7th seed in the NFC playoffs? I don't give a shit. You know what I learned last year? This team in the postseason, home, away, they're a live dog, and you don't want any parts of Jaden Daniels in the postseason. He's the boogeyman. Baba Yaga. He's the boogeyman. He's scary that time of the year. He'll come in your house and he'll disrespect you in ways you can't even imagine. And because of that, I just need entry into the dance. I just need a ticket. I'd love for our ticket to be different than everyone else's ticket. First round bye, don't have to play in the first weekend of the postseason. You get 2 home games, and guess what? You in the Super Bowl if you win both of them, just like the Eagles just had, or 2 years ago rather, or 3 years ago now. But, yes, I would love that path to the Super Bowl. I'd love it. But that might not be feasible. What is feasible is this team to win 10 games, yet again, 10 or more games, get back to the postseason, and do exactly what they did last year. Go on the road and do damage. We didn't beat the Little Sisters of the Poor last year. Right? We didn't go in the postseason and beat Sam Darnold. Right? No. We went on the road and beat a top 3 offense in the league in their building, in Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Something the Eagles haven't been able to do since Jalen Hurts took over as their starting quarterback. Go on the road and beat the Bucs in Tampa Bay in the postseason. Hell, in any season. Preseason, regular season, postseason. Our guy did that. He then went on the road and beat the #1 seed in their building. So if you ask me what constitutes a successful season, I want you to rid me of my PDSD for good once and for all. And I expect it to happen. Cups up. Come on. Get your cups up. This one's for me. This one might be for you too, but this one is for me. And we're going to come back around to PTSD because I got to talk to y'all about y'all PTSD because a lot of y'all are still harboring baggage from the past. And I'm not telling you that you got to let it go, but I'm asking you to let it go. But for right now, this one for me. This one, this cheers is for me and my PTSD being released. It's like a weight off of my shoulders because Jaden Daniels and this team in 2025, they're going to go out. They're going to win double-digit games. They're going to clinch another playoff spot, the first time since 1991, 92, 92, 93. And they're going to rid me of the last bit of baggage I have from the Dan Snyder era. They're going to free me of that bondage. And they're going to say, Louie T, you are now able to have unbridled confidence in this team without looking over your shoulder, without using the excuse of my PTSD. Nah, put that shit away. It's over. It's different. It feels different because what? Finish that for me. Cheers. So that's my success. What it looks like for me. Double-digit wins, playoff berth. Jaden Daniels and this team can take it from there. We're going to take a quick break, get a word from one of our sponsors, come back on the other side, and then we're going to get to all of these toasts to the 2025 season. You're locked into the LouieTeeNetwork and the Command Post live. Toast to the upcoming season. See you guys on the other side. Wait a minute. Why is it not playing? Hold on a second. All right. I don't know what that was about. Let's try this again. All right. So I'm going to play this because that's not what it was supposed to be. Okay. So let's try this again. I just came back and it's just me looking crazy, which is not what that was supposed to be. All right. Let's try this again.
This is Louie T.
Lou does not realize that I just read this super chat. Literally, it's the one I just read. Like there was nothing in between. There was no grace period between it or nothing. Lou just said double up, double up. He doubled up Swaggy P's joint. Shout out to Swaggy P.
Avoid waking up feeling like Louie Teev by taking Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink, the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut called acetaldehyde. It's a buildup of acetaldehyde, not dehydration, that's to blame for rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break down acetaldehyde. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly and you'll feel your best tomorrow. Go to zbiotics.com/LouieT to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use LouieT at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/LouieT and use the code LouieT at checkout for 15% off. So don't wake up feeling like Louie Teev. That's my guy. Swaggy tweet.
Don't read it for a third time, Lou. Goddamn,
nope.
bro.
Lou, please. Lou, please.
Have a Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink and feel like yourself in the morning. All right, so we're back, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I took some Z-Biotics tonight before this stream so I could wake up and feel like myself tomorrow morning. You need to get you some. Use the promo code LouieT to make sure that drink responsibly. I always tell you to drink responsibly. If you're going to drink, drink responsibly, but make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night. That way you feel better in the morning. So let's get to it. I want to start off my first toast. Micah Parsons is out of the division, y'all. Celebrate! We got a toast to Micah Parsons. I know you saw him get off of that jet. You might have even saw the press conference he had in Green Bay. I'm just excited the man is no longer a member of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't really give a shit what he does. I hate that he's in Green Bay. That's another NFC, Super Bowl contending team. I wish he would have sent him to an AFC team completely out of the conference, but Jerry's a numbskull. So instead of him sending him away and not allowing him to impact what happens to his team, let alone our team, but his team, right? He sent him to a team that could definitely be the reason that Dallas doesn't win a Super Bowl for another 25 years. I don't care. Not my problem. I got one of them ones. I don't have Dak Prescott. I don't have Dakota Rain Prescott at quarterback. I got one of them ones. All right. So I don't give a shit. Cheers to Micah Parsons being out of the division. Hell yes. Hell yes. Cheers. Oh, that was a glorious sip of wine. So the next toast is to Terry being back. Cups up. This was a long, winding road. I felt like Sheryl Crow. Every day is a winding road. I get a little bit closer. I felt like this took way longer than it needed to. It really did. I kept telling y'all all spring long, don't worry about it. It'll get done in mid-July. Don't worry about it. This is going to be fine. Come talk to me after July 15th if this isn't done. Not worry about it. July 15th came and went. Shit wasn't done. I said, don't worry about it. Talk to me if this isn't done by July 22nd. Camp starts on July 23rd. My birthday. Shout out to my fellow Leos. I see you out there. I see you out there. Shout out to my fellow Leo out there. You know who I'm talking about. July 22nd came and went. Matter of fact, Terry was a holdout initially. Then he was a hold-in. Then he was on the pup list. And I was like, This is nasty. This is ugly. This is not what we wanted. This is not what we thought was going to come to fruition. Then he requested a trade. That broke our hearts, but we all knew he wasn't going nowhere. This could have easily, if we had a dysfunctional organization like the Cowboys, this could have easily turned sideways and nasty, and it could have turned into Terry McLaurin playing for another team. That's not what we wanted. And I've said this enough times. I don't need to rehash this, but the nastiness that was spewed on both sides from people that picked a side, just downright despicable. But at the end of the day, cooler heads prevailed and the shit got done, because that's what good organizations do. They get shit done. And our guy, 17, El Capitan, Scary Terry, is back where he belongs, donning the burgundy and gold, and I couldn't be more elated. Everything in the world seems right now. Shit didn't seem right when Terry wasn't a part of the squad. Everything feels like it's fallen into place the way that it should have a month ago. But I'm not here to cry over spilt milk. I'm here to celebrate the fact that week 1, the Giants don't stand a mother effing chance because we got our guy back. Cheers to 17 being back in the fold where he belongs with the burgundy and gold. Cups up. Salud. How sweet it is. How sweet it is. Let's get to another one. Let's get to another toast real quick. This is a quick toast. Hey, Kendrick Bourne, I know you're listening, bro. You might not be listening physically, but in spirit, you're going to hear this shit. Whether it's in your sleep, while you out getting work, in the gym, whatever, it's just going to enter your brain. You want to be a commander, don't you? Don't you? Come on now. Look me in my eyes. Tell me what you see. You really don't want to play with Jaden Daniels? You want to maximize your NFL career? You want another contract that's worth the damn? Ask De'Ami Brown, what can Jaden Daniels do for you? You really want to go play with Brock Purdy? You really think you finna get broken off playing with Brock Purdy in San Francisco? Or you want to come play with the big dogs in Washington, chase a chip, all the while setting yourself up for a new contract next year, whether that's a 1-year deal like De'Ami for $10 million, or it's a 2-year deal for XYZ. Come kick it with us. We got one of them ones. You can either go play for Brock Purdy, good luck, or you can play for one of the best in the league. Your choice. Either way, we're going to be good. You want to be good? Come to Washington. Damn, I feel like Suge Knight talking about come to death row. Cheers to Kendrick Bourne choosing us and not them. All right, let's keep it going. I need to talk to y'all about y'all PTSD. I talked about my PTSD already. I need to talk about y'all PTSD or PDSD. Cups up. It's a lot of y'all out there with a lot of baggage. And I get it. I'm not here to judge you. Everybody's experience as a fan with this team is different. And we've been through some shit. And look, let me talk to YouTube for a second right now. Let me talk to YouTube. Because I don't know what you trying to ruin me, YouTube? Wait, I don't know what you got in, what kind of vendetta you got against. You trying to ruin me? Huh? I've seen a lot of my old ass videos from my first year of content creation, right? Creating content. Popping up on timelines, people commenting on this shit. I'm seeing videos where I'm like, bro, you look like a mole, right? No hair on my head, basically. I'm fighting to stay alive. I'm in dark rooms with bad lighting. The computer's making noise in the background. It's bad. I know. I lived it. Why are you doing this, YouTube? Why are you recommending these videos to people all of a sudden out of nowhere? You just wished me a 13th, happy 13th anniversary. Why are you doing this to me? I don't understand. It's okay though. You know why? Because y'all my family and y'all ain't going to abandon me because of some old videos. But what those videos do confirm is what I've been telling y'all. I've been here for a long time. I'm truly the OG of this shit. And I've been through the good, the bad, and the very, very ugly. It's going to get ugly. In here. Oh, in here. Oh, in here. Oh. I've been through all of this shit. All of it. And I'm here to tell you that I've seen y'all go through y'all form of PTSD. And some of y'all are holding on to some shit that you don't have to harbor any longer. I'm not telling you that you got to get rid of all your baggage and all of your PTSD. I can't be the one to have you release that. The team going to have to do that. Just like I got some PTSD. And I told y'all, I got to have that released by the team. They got to go out and win double-digit games. They got to make the playoffs for 2 consecutive years. They got to do this so I don't have to carry that shit around no more. Like a damn anvil tied to my ankles, right? They got to release that. I'm not telling you to release. What I am telling you, though, is don't be afraid to be all in this season. There's a lot of y'all that's waiting for that other shoe to drop. Like, nah, they done did this to me before. This ain't like before. We're going to talk about that here in a second because we're going to toast to that here in a second. This ain't like before. This is different. This is different. This ain't like before when you had guys like Ronald Rivera and Jay Gruden running the show. When Jim Zorn was your head coach. This ain't like before. This ain't like when Dan Snyder was running the operations and Bruce Snyder, the Prince of Darkness, was picking the players. This ain't that. We got real adults in the building now. We're going to talk about it. Don't be afraid to put your faith and your trust in this team. And look, no matter what happens, maybe they do let us down. Maybe this season isn't what we think it's going to be. It won't be because we don't have the pieces to get it done. It might be for some other reason. It doesn't matter. What you got to be able to do at this point of your fandom is say, you know what? These guys are really good. We have a competent front office. We got a hell of a quarterback. We got a really good head coach in his second go round that is learning, that has learned from his pitfalls the first time around. We got a really good shot this season to do something that we haven't seen this team do. For some of you, ever, for others, for a very long time. And that's play in the last week of the NFL season in early February. You ain't seen February football in your life. And I don't give a damn how old you are. You ain't never seen this team play in February. I don't care if you saw them win the first Super Bowl, the second one, or the third one. You ain't never, and I say never, ever seen this team play in February because they weren't playing in February back then. You ain't never seen it happen. You got a chance to see it happen this year, though. So I ask you to raise your glass. Raise your glass. And cheers with me as I tell you, trust these boys. Give them a shot to get rid of your PTSD. And let them earn your trust and show you that this shit is different. It feels different because it is different. Let them show you that this year. Release that PTSD. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it all night long. Cheers to you freeing yourself of that burden of PTSD that has burdened you as a fan for over 25 years. Let some of that shit go this year. Cheers. Next up, next toast. I just talked about it. Now let's talk about it. I just talked about it. Now let's talk about it. I'm going to say it one more time because 3 is a great number for me. I just talked about it. Now let's talk about it. We got competence for the first time in a long time in the front office. I know y'all saw the Terry deal. And while I'm happy for Terry, that's a lot of money that most of us will never see in our lifetime. That is not the money that Terry expected to get, nor that he wanted. AP didn't back down, and I'm proud of him for not backing down. I'm also disappointed that this shit didn't get done sooner because it could have. But, you know, that's life. Those are negotiations. That's how shit goes sometimes. But what I am proud of, because long after Terry is no longer here, Adam Peters will still be here. You better enjoy Lance Newmark while you can, because guess what? Lance Newmark is about to get a gig. He interviewed for the Jets GM job this year. Trust me, one of these jobs that comes available next year or the year after that, he's going to be gone. He gone. But what I'm here to tell you is we got competence in that building. Competence at the levels and the heights of which you've never seen before. We don't get fleeced in trades no more. We do the fleecing. That's us. Right? We do that. We got a 6th-round pick for Brian Robinson Jr. Right? That's us. We get a 3rd-round pick for Jahan Dotson. Yo, that's us. We do the fleecing now. And even if we don't necessarily get the best of a deal, we still get good value. I ain't tripping. We ain't giving away contracts no more. We ain't giving away free money. You can't be Antoine Randall Fell and show up here and get a massive deal. You can't be Jeremiah Trotter and show up here and get free money. You can't be Adam Archuleta and get broken off. You can't be Albert Hainsworth and get paid to lay on the damn ground. We don't do that shit no more. You can't be Landon Collins and getting a goddamn signed Sean Taylor jersey to show up and sign with the team no more. We don't play them games no more. Either you want to be a part of the action or you don't. You want to be a part of a winner or you won't. It's all good. You don't want to be here? We'll find somebody else that does. Why? Because we got a competent front office now. Real football operations. Damn, that shit sounds like money. Money, 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 money. Money. Money, 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 money. Money. We got money in the front office now, bruh. We got an owner that ain't afraid to spend because he ain't broke like the last owner. Shout out to Josh Harris and company, man. Cheers to them. First of all, cheers to them for coming in and changing this shit, for building up the facilities, for getting us a new conference room, for getting us a new draft room, for getting us new nutritionists, for getting us a new lunch room, for getting us a new weight room, for getting us new sponsors. The building got a different name. The complex got a different name. The stadium got a different name. We ain't broke no more around here. Shout out to Josh Harris and them, man. Cheers. That was an impromptu cheers. I'm still talking about our front office and the competency that exists in the building. I love Lance Newmark, man. I don't want him to go. But I know we on borrowed time just like we are with Cliff. And that's cool. I ain't tripping. I know what that man is here for. And I appreciate him. He's continuing to help set the culture here in Washington. When's the last time we had other teams eyeballing our stuff? I'll wait. You got something for me? Don't nobody care about what we got going on over here. In the past, they didn't. They do now, though. They eyeballing our assistant GM. They eyeballing our offensive coordinator. They eyeballing our quarterback, assistant quarterbacks coach. They wanted him this offseason, and we said, nah, we good. And he good, too. We're going to keep him around for a little bit. Y'all bad back. We on a different time now, y'all. We got competent people in our building from bottom all the way to the top. From DQ to AP to Lance Newmark to Josh Harris, you name it, we got competency in the building. Damn it, don't it feel good to be a gangster? Shout out to my guy GT7. Don't it feel good to be a gangster? We one of them ones now. We one of them gangsters now. The ultimate gangster is Howie Roseman. I ain't even gonna front. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't lie. Y'all know that. Y'all don't always got to agree with what I say, but that's the ultimate gangster. But we peep this swag, and our GM is like, yo, I ain't no bitch, though. I'm right there with you. You might be up there. You done won a Super Bowl, 2 of them, matter of fact. But we on the prowl. And we'll get there soon enough because we got one of them ones. And we're going to continue to build. Shout out and cheers to competency in the building. From top to bottom. Shit you ain't seen as a fan in your entire life. That's part of your PTSD. Let that shit go. We got real decision makers in the building. We here and we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now. It's the Commanders for life. We ain't going nowhere. We got a quarterback in his second year that's finna play for the next 12 to 15 years. Yeah, that's a lot, man. Let's go 10 to 12 years. We ain't going nowhere. We here. As long as Jaden Daniels is here, our Super Bowl window is here. And we got a GM and a head coach to match. Cheers to that. That was a great sip. I don't know if you took a sip with me because I don't see no glasses in the comment section. When I say cheers, I'm supposed to see wine glasses, cheers in the comment section. Y'all ain't doing y'all job. But it's all good because I'm going to keep going. Up next, JD5. I know I did this already. Let me pull it back a little bit. I don't want to be out of focus. I know I did this already. But we are so blessed. You got to understand, I've been doing this since 2012. YouTube just gave me recognition for 13 years of service on their app. I've been doing this since 2012. I watched Robert Griffin III's rookie season. I watched him have a season that was nostalgic to most of us. And then I watched him not be humble for every second of his career thereafter. And the shit was disappointing. Do you know how good it feels to have a quarterback that is so humble that other people hate him because of it? They want him to do something. He's so humble. He's such a good guy, that they can't take a shot at him, so they go after moms. No worries, though. If you come at moms, you best not miss, because we on your ass. We don't give a shit. Ask your boy that used to work for ESPN, Trey Wingo. We was on his ass. Don't you come for Miss Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. He won't for real. We'll take care of it. You ain't got to say nothing. We got it. We'll take care of you, moms. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to lift a finger. We got you. I promise. They can't come after the quarterback, so they come after his mom. They come after his relationship with his mom. How weak is that shit? We got one of them ones. The best they can say is 55-23. That's the best they can say. And guess what? He played his ass off in that game, and his teammates let him down. They don't want to talk about that, though. They just want to talk about the final score. It's all good because we got one of them ones. What a blessing it is to watch this man play football. I used to cringe when we used to take the field on offense. There was a time as a fan that I felt more comfortable with my defense on the field than my offense. Them days are long gone after JD5 stepped on the field and said, hey, bro, every time I grace a field, we got a chance to score a touchdown. You know what now? The expectation is every time he sets foot on the field, we supposed to score 7. And if we don't, I'm disappointed. I don't even supposed to see Tress Way in games no more. You know how crazy? Tress Way was our MVP in 2019. MVP. You know how bad you got to be for your punter to be your best player? He was our best player. We didn't score a touchdown for a whole month. And now we don't punt. It feels like for a month. And it's all because of 5. I got 5 on it. Got a quarterback we could keep. I got 5 on it. There go Terry running deep. I got 5 on it. He stay avoiding all those sacks. I got 5 on it. Don't you wish he was your quarterback? I heard y'all. I know I heard y'all out there. Yeah, we got one of them ones. Shit's different now. Ain't it a bitch when the rabbit got the gun? It ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun. Right? It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. We got the gun now. Now we the hunter. As DQ said, we ain't never the hunted. We stay with the gun in our hand, fully loaded. At any point, we can pull the trigger because we got 5. Shit's different now. 5 changes everything. They naming babies after this man. He changes lives. He's our quarterback. Not yours. Ours. That's a reason to celebrate. Celebrate. Jaden Daniels is our quarterback. You damn right. To that I say, cheers. Put it in the comment section. I need to see cheers and wine glass emojis. We got 5. I'm going to say it again. Cheers. One more sip. That one hits different. One more sip. Thank the football gods for Jaden Daniels here in a Commander's uniform. I was talking to Rio, and I said, what do you think they would have done if we had the number 1 pick? And we both said they would have taken Caleb Williams, we believe. I don't want to know the answer to that. I'm so glad the football gods allowed us to not even have to make that decision, because we would have passed on a legendary quarterback. We got one of them ones. We got a legend in the making. Damn, it feels good to have JD5, a.k.a. damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Shout out to my guy, GT7. All right. I got another Jaden Daniels. Cheers. We're going to save that one for a little bit later, though. Matter of fact, nah, we're going to run that one back. Come on, JD5. Come on. Don't go nowhere. Shit, you already here. Sit right here. Let's talk about it. I recently did a Bleacher Report video. And on that video, I talked about year 2 of Jaden Daniels and what the ceiling was for him. And I talked about what other elite quarterbacks. This is what you got to remember. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Pink. I told you, he's always with me. Let me get my face out the way so it can focus on this ring. You see what they say? World champions, Washington Redskins. Y'all see that? That might be the case this year. We might get another one. Shout out to Mr. Pink. Cheers to Mr. Pink for blessing all the Kings with a ring. But I did that video on Bleacher Report, and I talked about Jaden Daniels. And I talked about how he's in an elite company. They're talking about Jaden Daniels. And when they talk about Jaden Daniels, they mention him with quarterbacks like Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Those are the names. That's the company that he keeps. We ain't talking about whether or not he should be ahead of Justin Herbert like some other quarterbacks. That's an Ed chair shot for those of you at home keeping score. We talking about the elites. Matthew Stafford is hovering around. Wherever Jaden is, elite company is being talked about. And I said, what have those other elite quarterbacks done in year 2? I always tell y'all this. It don't take long for elite players' greatness to shine. For them to show you, hey, I'm a future Hall of Famer. It don't take long, right? It usually, that second year, by that second year, you already know. You already know what you got by that second year. You already know. I tell y'all, with pass rushers, that first year is usually like 7.5, 5.5, 6.5. Then that next year, you let your shit bubble quiet and then you blow. That second year is like 15, 17.5, 14.5, 13. You like, oh shit, we got one of them ones that, as a pass rusher, as an edge rusher, right? At quarterback, it's that second year. That's when you know. That's when you know. That second year. For us, it's year 1. He did some shit only 6 quarterbacks ever done in NFL history. Take their team to the NFC Championship. But unlike the other 5 who had dominant run games, dominant defenses, or both, he ain't had neither one. He had to do that shit by himself. He led the team in rushing. He did that. He was the catalyst that drove this team to the NFC Championship game. He did that. And in year 2 of their careers, Lamar Jackson, 2019, second year in the league MVP. Put a pin in that. In year 2, Joe Burrow, fresh off of an ACL tear that he got from us. Jonathan Allen falling into his leg in his rookie season. Gets off the canvas, rehabs, comes back in year 2, Super Bowl trip. That was in year 2. Patrick Mahomes, year 2 as a starter, third year in the league. Year 2, though, as a starter. Super Bowl winning MVP of the game. So I ask you, why our guy can't do that? Why our guy can't be league MVP like Lamar Jackson? Why our guy can't be like Joe Burrow in his second year and get his team to the Super Bowl? But I ain't trying to be like those two, because they ain't win shit in those second years other than MVP or, hey, Joe Burrow took his team to the Super Bowl. Hey, how about that? You get a pat on the back for that. But don't nobody care about second place. As a wise man once said, ain't no trophies for that. Ain't no trophies for second place. Ain't no trophies for that. Why you can't be like Patrick Mahomes? I've been talking about this. I've been talking that Patrick Mahomes shit for a very long time. Have I not? Have I not? Have I not said our guy's the Patrick Mahomes of the NFC? Have I not said that? Come on. Boing, boing, man. Come on. Have I not said that? I meant it when I said it. Why can't be Patrick Mahomes in year 2 as a starter, except our guy didn't get a full year to sit and learn. He jumped in the fray and took his team to the NFC Championship game like Mahomes did in his first year as a starter and lost in the NFC Championship game, or in the case of Mahomes, AFC Championship game. And in year 2 as a starter, Mahomes took his team back to the Super Bowl, or to the AFC Championship game, won it, went to the Super Bowl, and won that game too. Why a guy can't do that? Why a guy can't do that? He's like that. If you afraid, say you. If you scared, say you scared. I'm not scared. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tell him. This is my expectation. I'm gonna talk my shit, and guess what? If he falls flat on his face, I fall flat on my face, and I'm gonna join him. And I ain't scared to go down in a blaze of glory. But I ain't scared no more. I am not going to stay in the house no more with the doors locked and the blinds shut and the curtains closed. I'm not afraid no more. I was outside with Sam Howell. If I was outside with his ass, you know I'm outside with 5. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Cups up. Put it in the comment section. I need to see the cups up. I need to see the wine glasses. I need to see the cheers. I need to see it. If I was outside for Sam Howell with new Howell order, if I was outside with Sam, those were some tough, trying times. If I was outside with Sam, y'all know what it was.
New Howell order.
If I was outside for Sam, it was like 3 of us on the corner harmonizing, living just enough for the city I'm living, just enough. We was over there harmonizing over a trash can, a barrel, with a little fire out of it. I'm here to tell you, I'm definitely outside for 5. Top 5 dead or alive. Shout out to my guy. Big money, Sonny. Top 5 dead or alive. We out here in these streets. I'm declaring this season of 2025 an MVP season for our guy, number 5, Jaden Daniels. I'm also declaring this. Let's remove this, because you need to see my face when I say this. Because if this don't come to fruition, they're going to come after me. I don't give a shit, man. I don't care. Clearly, you don't know. If you don't know by now, I don't give a shit. I ain't never scared. You can call me Bone Crusher, because I ain't never scared. I got my eyes set on a trip to Santa Clara this summer. This whole summer, I've been looking at Santa Clara in February, and I'm like, I wonder what the weather's like. I might have to make a trip out to Santa Clara, California, the Levi Stadium, where the Super Bowl will be held this winter. Do I need to make that a trip? In my mind, and I'm crazy. Don't follow me. Don't be like me. Be better than me. I tell my kids that. Don't be like me. Be better than me. Don't watch me. Watch TV. Don't be like me. Don't be like Louie T. Be better than me. I'm over here having Super Bowl aspirations, MVP aspirations, all of that good stuff. I got one of them ones, man. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Oh, you can't tell me none. I got one of them ones. I'm like Shark LeVay. Don't you drop me. I'm worth $1 million. Look me in my eyes. Tell me what you see. Look me in my eyes. Tell me what you see. Am I your enemy? Or am I just Louie T? With hope. Because I got one of them ones. You tell me what you see. We go a bunch of ways with it. Look into my eyes and tell me what it is you see. What you want to do? I know what I want to do. I want to talk about Jaden Daniels hoisting the league MVP trophy at a later date and time because he can't attend the NFL honors event because he's getting ready for a game in the Super Bowl. You get a video chat from Jaden Daniels accepting an award. That's what my eyes are set on. I don't know about you, but my goals are lofty this year. I'm talking reckless, man. I'm sorry. I told y'all a long time ago, you can't let me have nothing because I don't know how to act. I've been down for so long. We up now. My PTSD, I told you the one piece of PTSD I got. That shit don't exist for me no more. Y'all already know what it is. I already told you. You can't let me have nothing. Because if you turn me loose, you let me win, they going to hate me already. They're going to hate me more than they already do. I don't give a shit. I don't care. They better not let us win this year. Oh, my God. It's up and it's stuck. I don't care if we don't win for another 10 years. We win this year. Oh, I would be talking my shit. Can I talk my shit again? But this is what I expect this year. Jaden Daniels to be league MVP and lead us to a Super Bowl chip. That's the type of time I'm on. And maybe he didn't get the Super Bowl chip. And maybe he didn't get the MVP trophy. But he'll be in the conversation and we'll be in the running for the Super Bowl. And that's all I'm trying to convey to y'all is that guess what? Every year from here on out, with 5, we are live and kicking in the Super Bowl conversation, in the MVP conversation. We got one of them ones. Embrace that shit. Live it. Talk your shit. You alive again. You were dead for so long. You alive again. Talk your shit. Manifest that, king. Manifest it. Don't let them steal your dream. Manifest that shit, king. Well, I'm manifesting that shit right now. JD5, your 2025-2026 NFL MVP, Super Bowl MVP. The Commanders raise the banner and get their 4th Super Bowl championship. Raise your glass. Put it in the comment section. If you believe. If you believe. If you don't believe, you don't got to put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section if you do. Cheers. That, my friends, is a delicious sip. I believe that JD5 is your 2025-2026 league MVP. They can't get enough of this kid. I saw an article written by ESPN, one of their guys, that said, we are the most entertaining team in the league to watch this season. Can you blame them? You saw all the games we played. We had the Hail Mary last year. You already know. We had the Washington walk-off, a.k.a. Bear Trap, a.k.a. Noah's Ark. You know what it is. We had a bunch of games that came down to the wire. He's like that, y'all. Ice water in his veins. If we got the ball late down 4, who would you rather have than 5? Who would you rather have? I watched him do it against the Eagles. I watched him do it against the Falcons. I watched him do it against the Bucks. Who would you rather have? Huh? I watched him throw a dime to Terry McLaurin 86 yards away from the end zone. We were dead in the water with no timeouts. Down 7. And this man throws a dot that leads Terry to the end zone. Who would you rather have? Ooh, me, me. All right, you. Me? Yes, you. Nobody, baby. I would not have another quarterback. No quarterback in that situation. Nobody, baby. Nobody. Give me my guy, 5 in that situation. Yeah. Anyway. This is the last. You know what? This is an impromptu. I didn't have this on my list. But I feel like I need to say this right now. And I want to cheers to it. Then we'll get to our final cheers of the night. We'll get to the comment section. We'll get out of here. I don't want to keep you longer than I need to. So, this defense, as much as I talk about Jaden Daniels, and for as good as I feel like he is, he still needs help. He can't do it by himself. Even though last year he proved that even without the help of the defense late in football games, he can still find a way to get it done. I don't want to rely, just like DQ doesn't want to rely on 4th downs and 87% of them being converted. I don't want to rely on the defense giving up touchdowns late and field goals late, whatever the case may be, and the offense bailing them out. Why? Because you could get to a point where the offense on the other team, i.e. the Eagles game in week 16, they don't drop a pass wide open on a 3rd down that forces them to kick a field goal. Instead, they catch that pass, milk the clock, kick that same field goal, and win the game. I don't want to rely on Jaden to have to bail us out because the defense couldn't get it done. Although I'm very confident that if he gets the football, and that's the thing I can't rely on, which is why I'm like, I don't want the defense to put us in these positions. I can't rely on the defense getting the ball back to 5. Because teams know now, let's not let him get in that situation. It's the same way you treat Mahomes. It's the same way teams treated Brady. Let's not give it back to him. Because if we do, probably not going to walk out of here with a dub. With that said, cups up to this defense. I'm a big fan of Joe Witt Jr. I think he made a damn good batch of lemonade with a bunch of rotten lemons last year. Like, he wasn't given much to work with last year. That said, I thought he did an admirable job. He admitted his faults. It was his first time around. And he talked about trying to be perfect as a defensive play caller, et cetera, et cetera. All right, we know you really want to play man. We know you really want to be aggressive. Well, now you got the horses to do it. You got Trey Amos. You got a healthy Marshawn Lattimore. You got Mikey in the slot. You got some guys up front that can get pressure on the quarterback. You got Frankie Louvu, 2 all-pro linebackers in Louvu and Bobby Wagner. No excuses this year. I'd love to say, well, I don't know about Will Harris. You don't get that ability. You don't get that from me, right? Find a way to get it done defensively. I don't really know what to say about this defense. I don't know what to expect from this defense. I made the mistake last year of just assuming because Joe Witt Jr. and Dan Quinn showed up on the scene, this defense was going to be top-notch. Boy, was I wrong. You won't get me twice, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you won't fool me twice, as a wise man once said, right? Not going to get me a second time. You got to show me this year. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me. But here's to you showing me this year that you're capable, you're willing, and you're able. Let me back up a little bit. You're capable, you're willing, and you're able defensively to get the job done, to complement 5, to shorten fields for 5, whether that's a 3 and out when they're pinned at their own 7-yard line, or whether that's a turnover that you force that gives the ball to the offense at the opposing team's 37-yard line, 17-yard line, 9-yard line, whatever that looks like. I'm all about it. Show me. Don't tell me about this defense. Show me. I still don't think you're going to force a ton of turnovers. I am very, very pessimistic in that way. I want to be optimistic. I'm usually an optimistic guy. I just don't see this defense generating turnovers. But you can get stops, though. You can get stops, though. Yes, you can. You can get stops, though. Get stops and get the ball back to this offense, please, because they are diabolical. Cheers to this defense and Joe Witt Jr. in year 2. Last but not least, we got to toast to the season, man. The season overall, all encompassing. I talked about the front office. You know what? Another sidebar real quick. Cheers to DQ. I ain't going to make this long, drawn out. DQ, he is the right coach at the right time for us. He's exactly what we needed. He's exactly what we needed. We didn't know at the time that we needed him. We didn't want him, but he's exactly what we need. You knew just what I needed. You gave us just what we needed. We needed DQ. We didn't need Ben Johnson. We didn't need a first-time head coach. We needed a guy with savvy that has done it, been there, done that before, and knew what the pitfalls were and was ready to take that next step forward. That's what we needed. We didn't know what we needed, but the football guys did, and they blessed us. Cheers to DQ, man. Cheers to DQ. Put the damn toast and the wine glasses in and whatever you drinking. I don't care if it's water. Put it in the comment section, man. Cheers to DQ. All right. So now we get to the big toast, and that's to the season. 2025, this one is going to be near and dear to my heart. This one's going to be big. Why? Because I told you I'm holding on to some PTSD that I want to release. I don't want any more of this shit. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of feeling like we can't handle success. This was a hell of an offseason. Who are we kidding? Right? I mean, everything that could go right did, except for the Terry situation. This was a great offseason to be a fan of this team. What a time to be alive. You got a top 5 quarterback. You got a front office that's competent, not just competent, excellent. Excellent. For my churchgoers out there, y'all know what it is. He is excellent. Y'all know what it is. We got a group that we can truly believe in. From the quarterback to the head coach to the GM to the owner or owners. It's a beautiful thing. We got the draft coming here in 2027. They about to break ground on our new stadium at the RFK site. We're continuing. We traded for Laramie Tunsil. We traded for Deebo Samuel. Like, this was an offseason to remember. We gonna make this an offseason to remember. Get ready. This year. We're gonna make this a season to remember. We made it an offseason to remember. Now let's make it a season to remember. I got no doubts that these guys are going to do exactly that. Yep, the schedule is tougher. I'm not running from that. I'm not running from the shit that I used to run from. With my PTSD, I used to run from a tough schedule. Nah, I don't want to see the Chiefs. Oh, shit, here come the Chiefs. Man, F the Chiefs. We going into their house, Arrowhead, week 9, 8, whenever this shit is, and we gonna bust their shit to the white meat show. I ain't afraid of them. I ain't scared of them. Line them boys up. To hell with that shit. F what you heard. I don't give a damn about a tough schedule. We like that. Hey, they got to play us. They got to come see us. It was once upon a time when we would worry about, oh, man, we got to play Detroit. Man, that's going to be tough. Kansas City? Oh, shit. Man, F Kansas City and Detroit. And I mean that in the most sincere way. Like, I respect them boys. But I'm not afraid of them no more. They got to play us. We don't just got to play them. They got to come see us. We got one of them ones. I ain't afraid no more. We like that now. Look me in my eyes. I'm looking straight into this camera. Y'all want to talk about Louie TF and all that shit, and that's fine. I ain't drunk. I ain't even lit. I'm real right now. I'm talking to y'all. I'm on some real shit right now. This ain't the drinks talking. This ain't Louie T talking. This is Louie T talking to y'all. Face to face. What y'all talking about in 2025? You scared? Say you scared. If you scared, it's okay. But we ain't on the same shit. And that's cool. I welcome everybody. Come one, come all. The scaredy cats to the people that's brolic out here in these streets. All of y'all come together. We all one. But I'm telling you, I'm in these streets. I'm brolic. I'm up here with this shit. I ain't afraid. Right now, I'm talking my shit. And guess what I'm going to do all year long? I'm going to talk my shit. Because these boys they've emboldened me with confidence that I haven't felt in my life as a fan. In my life. Partly because I've never had a quarterback like this in my life. I ain't never seen nothing like this before. They went out and they fortified the offensive line. They went out and if we get Kendrick Bourne, do you understand the kind of weapons that JD5 has at his? Look, before Kendrick Bourne, if this man don't choose us, he choose the 49ers. Do you know what weapons we got? Like, I mean, just sit back and think about it. Right? Like, you have Terry McLaurin. You have Deebo Samuel. You have Noah Brown. You have Zach Ertz. That's your first 4 weapons before you even get to anybody else. You still got Austin Eckler out of the backfield who can also catch the football. Jaylen Lane is going to be a stud this season. We think B.I. Double is about to be a beast. Fantasy football leagues are claiming this man at levels I've never seen for a Commanders running back before. I talked to my boy today, and he's like, yo, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Bill. They all over this man. That's not on accident, by the way. It's levels to this shit. We get Kendrick Bourne, and we bring him here to be wide receiver 4, man. Out of here, man. Stop playing with me, man. This offensive line is legit. You got 5 at quarterback, and this defense is improved. What we talking about? Talk to me, man. What we talking about? I don't know if we speaking the same language or not. I don't know if we talking the same language. And that's okay. Again, come one, come all. Whether you a scaredy cat out here or you brolic in these streets, come one, come all. We here. We right here. We going to rock it out together. But I'm just telling you where I'm at with mine. Like, I don't know what this defense is going to be, but I know what this offense is about. And even if this defense ain't shit, my offense is they're capable of winning any shootout that you're trying to get into. What you trying to do? What you trying to get into? This ain't Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Our defense ain't like that. It ain't terrible. They may not be great. But even if you wanted to talk shit about our defense last year, we didn't allow garbage teams to put us in shootouts. We didn't do that. And if you were a good team, we slowed you down enough. We slowed you down enough so 5 could sink his teeth into your ass. And that offense could get active. So again, this is an improved defense. It's an improved offense. And 5 is in year 2 with the same offensive coordinator, more comfort level, and better weaponry. What the hell do you think is going to happen? Like, seriously, I don't give a damn about it in a tougher schedule. You think I'm afraid of the Chargers? You think I'm afraid of the Broncos? I already told you I ain't scared. I ain't scared of the Chiefs. These are all good football teams, capable of beating us. I don't care. They got to play us. They got to play us. You think I'm scared to go to Lambeau in week 2 on a short week? With Micah Parsons now? You outside your goddamn mind. I expect to go in there and get a dub. I don't know if we are or not. But my confidence is through the roof. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Ha ha. Can't tell me nothing. I expect to walk out of Lambeau with a dub. I'm looking at the division and I'm like, oh shit, you traded Michael Parsons? Hey, let me get a sweep. Where that broom at? Let me get that broom. Looking for a sweep against them boys. I wasn't looking for a sweep the first time. I was like, yeah, all right. That first game in Jerry's world is going to be tough. Yeah, we probably lose that game. Nah, F that. We ain't losing shit. Sweep these boys, man. Get the broom, get the dustpan. Get the broom and the dustpan for them boys. Giants, get the broom and the dustpan. I'll split with the Eagles. Because you know why? We don't need week 18. When they wearing their Kelly Greens in week 8, we don't need that shit. We already got the division sewn up like Jerry Heller. Right? We already got the shit sewn up like a teller. Relatively easy like Jerry Heller. Drop is cherry vanilla. We already got this shit sewn up in week 18. You can have it if you want it. You can have it. We don't need it. That first one, though, in week 16, at the crib on a Saturday, I gots to have it. Gots to have it. And I got the guy to go and get it. Just like last year in week 16. At the crib. With 5 turnovers. Went and got it. Did it once, we can do it again. So, I said all of that to say this. Where y'all at, man? Where y'all at? Y'all gonna toast to the season or what? I'm gonna do it by myself or y'all gonna do it with me? How y'all feeling about 2025? I don't know. I done told you how I feel about the upcoming season. I ain't no damn cheerleader. You've been with me long enough. You know damn well I wasn't cheering for this team like cheerleading. Let me say that. Cheerleading for this team in 2019. I wasn't cheerleading for this team in 2021. You already know if you come into the Louie T Network, you coming for the reals. I feel this way. So I tell you how I feel so you know that it's real. So either you with me or you not. We can agree to disagree, but I'm putting my cup up because I believe in this shit in 2025. I'm toasting to this season because I think this is going to be a successful one. Put your damn cups in the air if you with me. If you not, then just chill till the next episode. Cups up. Cheers to the season. 2025. This is going to be a good one, man. It's going to be a roller coaster ride, but it's going to be one that you will never, ever forget. Cheers. One of them ones, 878. I like where you at with yours, man. I like that shit. I like them glasses up. I like it. No, F that. Scratch that. I love it. Either you with us or you against us. But if you're on that side, stay on that side. I'm drawing a line in the sand. Either you with us or you ain't. I'm drawing a line in the sand. Let's get to the comment section, man. Shout out to the Kings, man. Shout out to the Kings. All right. Derek B. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy, Derek B. Y'all don't know how many conversations me and this man have in the DMs. This is one of my guys. Condo P and Derek B are the two people that I DM with the most. Like, we have it's almost like text messages at this point with these two, with Derek B and Condo P. Shout out to the legendary Miss P. Derek B and Miss P are the two people that I get back to faster than anybody else. They hit me up in the DM, and it's like text messages. We argue like we family. We go back and forth, but I love them both the same. They family, man. Shout out to my guy Derek B. He writes, cheers to Jaden's first MVP and Super Bowl MVP season. Oh, man. My wife is, first of all, my wife is the real MVP. Shout out to my wife. We're going to take a toast to my wife. She's bringing my cup back here in a second. I had her fill it back up for me. She's the real MVP, man. Without her, none of this shit is possible. Cheers to you. I appreciate you. Cheers to my wife, man. Miss T. Cheers. Now, to you, Derek B. Cheers to Jaden's first MVP and Super Bowl MVP season. I just talked about it, Derek B. We on the same wavelength, bro. He's different. He's different, Derek B. And you know it. You've been talking about it all. Hell, you were talking about it in his rookie season. You said, you're going to regret not doing more because look, I told you, when I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. I'll be the first to admit I'm wrong. Derek B said last year when we drafted Jaden, he said, you're going to regret not doing more around Jaden because this kid is special. And what did we do at the trade deadline? We traded for Marshawn Lattimore, and it still wasn't enough. And he said, what'd I tell you? He was right. And he's also right about this. Cheers to Jaden's MVP, Super Bowl MVP season. His first of many to come. Cheers. It's blood. Did it work? Yeah. Yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself. All right. We moving right along. Shout out to my guy, Derek B. Just Vaughn. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Just Vaughn writes, what's up, Lou? What's up, Just Vaughn? Long time. He said, it's me, formerly Fat Boy V. Oh, shit. Fat Boy V. Now, we go back a ways. So, yeah, I'm glad you clarified that for me because I don't know Just Vaughn. I didn't know who that was. That's new for me. But I know Fat Boy V. It's about that time for you to drop a gem on mine. Talk to me. Anywho, trolled this goat. What's that? Cowboy fan? That's a cowboy, right? That's a cowboy. I'm assuming that's a cowboy. Ooh, I put it together. Look at me. Your man, Louie T. Look at me putting the shit together. Cowboy fan today. And he said, I'm living in the past. How ironic. No, he didn't say that to you. He didn't say that to you. Just Vaughn. He ain't say you was living in the past. Nah. No. Wait a minute. I know he ain't say you living in the past. Wait a minute. Who went to the NFC Championship game last year? Who went to the NFC Championship game last year? All right. Now, this is a stumper. This is a stumper. When's the last time the Cowboys been to an NFC Championship game? This man said you living in the past. This man just watched the Netflix documentary and got his shit off from the early to mid 90s. And he's talking about you living in the past? Hey! I hope you fried the shit out of this man. I hope you joked blood from this man. Unreal. How ironic is right. How that's Alanis Morissette territory. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? That's ironic. Hey, cheers to the Cowboys fans that are coping for their loss. I don't got one bit of sympathy, empathy, or none of that shit for them. None. Cheers to them losing Michael Parsons. The best thing that they had in Dallas, gone. Cheers. He got the audacity to say you living in the past. That man's still living off of 1995. Hell wrong with him. Lang Hughes, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Lang Hughes writes, JD has gotten better every year since his freshman year, which is why year 2 is like that. That's why Derek B just said, cheers to a Super Bowl, to a league MVP and a Super Bowl MVP on his way to winning the chip. That's why I said the same thing. Because every year this man just gets better because he's like that. Cheers. LT, oh shit. Here come an Eagles fan trying to raid on our parade. Let's see what LT talk about. LT is my guy. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, writes. Not gonna lie, you're getting swept by Philly 3-0 if you make the playoffs. First of all, you didn't sweep us last year in the regular season. You're not doing it this year either. We're a better team than we were last year when you saw us. All right. The fact that, first of all, I'm disappointed in the league that they put our 2 games in the regular season in the final 3 weeks of the season. That's bullshit. But guess what? You got to come see us first. We're going to bless you in week 16 on a Saturday in front of a packed house to clinch the division. That's what we're going to do in week 16. You can have a week 18 game. Peasants. Here, you can have it. It's yours. It's yours, yours, yours. Whose game is this? The game is yours. The game is yours. Week 18, we clinched. Is this? The game is yours. The game is yours. You can have that shit in week 18. Wear your Kelly Greens. Feel good. We don't need the shit. We can have it. But if I catch you in them playoff streets, I'm going to bust your shit, LT. And you know you my guy. If I catch you in them playoff streets, we ain't forget 55-23. We ain't forget. We better now, though. Let me catch you in them playoff streets. I'm going to bust your shit to the White Meat Show. That's real talk. We on a mission, bro. MOM. Or in this case, COM. Commanders on a mission. You watch wrestling, you remember MOM, man on a mission, right? Or men on a mission. We COM, commanders on a mission. You don't want none of this, LT. Trust me. This is a buzzsaw right here, bro. You don't want to get in front of this shit. You don't want none of this. Trust me when I tell you. This shit different over here. Corin Smith, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Corin writes, my wife left me. My dog died. Wait, hold on. This shit is morbid, Corin. God damn. You know, anytime I see my wife left me on X, I don't believe it. Because people just be saying shit on X. And they be saying shit for sympathy. But you are a super chatter here. I believe you. And this is morbid, bro. He says, I just got fired, but hashtag long live juror. Hold on, we can't go to hashtag long live juror after you just said your wife left you, your wife, your dog died, and you got fired. Hold on, time out. Hold on, we gotta talk. Are you okay? I don't give a shit about none of that other stuff. Jerry, you know, long live Jerry. The team win. I don't give a shit about none of that. I care about you. Are you okay? Are you good? You talk to me. Are you all right? That's a lot to go through. And you need to grieve properly. You know how I do here on the Louie T Network. I care about y'all. You know that. Y'all are family to me. So before I care about the game and the outcome, I care about you, the person. Are you good? You tell me what's up. Because I need you healthy. That's a lot of shit to have to get over, to have to grieve and find a way to overcome. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But again, I need to make sure you okay. If you good, because you can overcome all of that. But that shit takes time, and you need to grieve properly, and then we can move forward, and then you can talk about long live Jer, right? And then you can talk about going and getting this chip. Make sure you take the time to properly grieve each of those situations the right way. Maybe your wife, that situation wasn't great. I can't say. Your dog was probably your best friend. That's the situation you need to properly grieve. And then you got fired. Maybe you hated your job. Maybe you loved your job. I don't know. You figure out what's the right amount of time to grieve for that. If you hated your job, good. F that job. We'll get a new one. If you love that job, grieve it properly, move on. Either way, I need you to be good. You've been an active commenter here over the last month and a half or so. So I need you to be good. I need you to take care of your personal, get your shit right, and then come back. We're going to be here. And you could be lurking in the shadows while you get your shit right. But we're going to be here. And I'll be waiting for you. But I just want to make sure you're good. Because that's what's most important to me. You understand? Like, you ain't got to super chat me to let me know you good. You can leave it in the comment section. You could put it in the chat. I'll see the shit. I'm a lurker. I see everything. I just want to make sure you're good, bro. If all of this shit that you put in this comment is real, and I trust you because you a real commenter. You're not a person with a imaginary thumbnail and a fictitious page on X where I'm like, yeah, nah, he bullshit. You're a real person. I need you to be good. So just wanted to take the time to talk to you personally and say, hey, get your shit straight. Get your house in order. Then come back and talk to me. But just know, the mob, and I know you're not a part of the mob, but the mob, we got your back. Because we all family at the end of the day. Even though you ain't a part of the mob, we all family. So do what you need to do and make sure you straight. But we going to make sure as a family, we take care of you. Right? That's what we cultivated here. This is a family. So if all that shit is going on in your life, we here for you, bruh. He says, I want to taste the sweet tears of Cowboys fans, but the Jack Daniels will do. Yeah, look, that Jack Daniels ain't going to solve your problems. I'm here to tell you that. It ain't going to solve your problem. I've been through some shit in my life. I've been through some shit. Alcohol ain't going to change that. It might numb the pain, but that's temporary. You got to make it a permanent fix. That's a you thing. You got to do that. Jack Daniels ain't going to do that. That's temporary. It'll make you feel good for the time being. It ain't going to make you feel good. The next time you wake up, you're going to go right back to feeling the way you was feeling before. Them Cowboys tears you trying to taste, they ain't going to taste the way they supposed to taste until you feel the way you supposed to feel. Get your shit straight. Get your house in order. And then them Cowboy tears, you ain't going to need the Jack Daniels to tell you that them Cowboys tears taste great. You just going to know that shit on your own. And if you need us, we here. All right? I need you to know that. We family. So if you need us, we here. Don't ever forget that. All right? My guy, Corin, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. It's all love. Look in the comment section. It's a lot of love for you, bro. And you're not even a member of the mob. You know what you are a member of? This family. Once a member of the family, always a member of the family. Remember that. All right? The Original Dream. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, hey, Lou, how would you feel if teams got to choose who they play for the 18th game or a random draw to spice it up? That 18th game of the season is interesting because I like that the NFL has teams playing divisional opponents because a lot of times you're not playing for a playoff spot. You're playing for the right to win the division, et cetera, et cetera. And so playing your division means something. A random opponent wouldn't do justice in that situation. I don't think that would spice anything up. I do think playing your division means something because a lot of times, like we saw last year with the Lions and the Vikings, you get those type of situations where the division's on the line. I know a few years ago it was Seahawks, 49ers, division on the line. Like, that's what you want. You don't necessarily want, I know, same thing, a couple of years ago, Jags, Titans, division on the line. You don't want the Colts playing the Falcons in week 18 and neither have anything on the line. When you play a team in the division, you're more likely to have something on the line. So I like the way the NFL has it set up right now. You can't always get it right. Teams don't always have something on the line in those games. You're more likely to have two teams in the division playing for something than two teams not in the division together playing for something. So I like it the way it is right now, personally. Lang Hughes, double up, Thank you for doubling up. Who writes, A. Thomas might be out. Not that we need it, LOL. Andrew Thomas is dealing with an injury. He talked about wanting to be 100% before he came back on the field. Doesn't know if he's going to be that for week 1. I'm all about it. And like you said, didn't matter. He could have been perfectly fine. I still thought we were going to kick their ass anyway. You know, and I expect the game to be relatively close. I think we run away with it a little bit late, right? Like we might end up winning that game by 10. It's a 3-point game in the fourth quarter with, 8 minutes to go. And then Jaden puts together a drive that takes us down the field, scores a touchdown, gives us a 10-point lead, and we win the game by 10, right? Like I can see that happening. But ultimately, I really don't give a shit who's healthy for the Giants or not healthy for the Giants. I'm expecting to whoop their ass, like to beat them. Like, and whether we beat them by 1 or 31, we win the game. I'm talking shit, like cold hard cash. But I'm gonna behave myself, because it's a long season and the football gods, they frown upon, frivolous behavior. So I'm gonna behave myself. But the Giants fans been out of pocket. You would have thought that the preseason meant that you automatically had a bid to the playoffs. Let them be excited, but let them be reminded in week 1 that you have a tough-ass top 5 schedule in the league, and you're supposed to start 0-5 or 0-4 going into the Saints game. So I just we need to do our part to remind the Giants that you ain't shit, you ain't gonna be shit, and you ain't shit in 2025. That's it. They beat us in week 1, and all of a sudden, the preseason validated. It's validated by the week 1 win, and they gonna think, oh, we about to be 12-5 like y'all were last year. Nah, y'all ain't about that because you ain't got no quarterback. Your quarterback is Russell Wilson. You don't get to do what we did last year with Russell Wilson at quarterback. You not like us. They 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 definitely not like us. Tony Brown, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy, Tony Brown, writes, last weekend for 5 months without pro football. Talk about it, Tony. Tony, I told my wife, me and my wife spent the day together. It was glorious. I said, this is it. This is it. Our last weekend together. This is it. I told my wife, this is the last weekend for us to just spend the weekend together, like really being in each other's graces and in each other's aura. Because after this, she gonna be like knee deep in work. She had a Friday off today, so we were able to spend the whole day together. We're gonna spend the whole weekend together, but it ain't gonna be too many more Fridays. She gonna be off. Ain't gonna be no more Fridays where I'm gonna just have a day off where I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna have shit to do every Friday, every Thursday, every Wednesday, every Tuesday, every Monday. The only day that I won't have shit to do is Saturday. That's it. So enjoy this. If you're someone like myself, for the rest of y'all, celebrate. It's the last weekend without pro football, but we got some hellified college football this week. I'm a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan. 6 versus 10. Notre Dame versus Miami. What? Catholics versus convicts? Week 1? What? Okay. What? Ohio State versus Texas? Week 1? Okay. There's some shit going down in week 1, and I'm here for all of it. You understand me? Cheers. To 5 months without pro football, or to 5 months with pro football on your television screen, or however you're consuming it for the next 5 months. Shout out to everybody that's going to be knee deep in all of this football, whether it's the Commanders or not. You know where you can find me after every single primetime game. You know where you can find me. Hype Girl Oracle, my fellow Leo. You knew I was talking to you, right? You knew it. I didn't have to tell you. You already knew what it was. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, we're here watching. Louie says, Hubs saying, quote, we don't set expectations, we set standards. Ooh, I love it. Cheers to that quote. We don't set expectations, we set standards. That sounds like some shit straight out of Ashburn from the Commanders this summer. We don't set expectations, we set standards. That sounds like some DQ shit from about a good week or two ago. Cheers to hubby for that one. That's a gem. Dropped on a lot of people's melon. Take a sip to that. Hashtag Leo to Leo. You know what it is. Hashtag it's a sign of the times. That one went right over their head. Hashtag SOTG. Now, you locked in. That means you locked in. When you got hashtag SOTG, you locked in. We here. Hey, we're here. Come on now. We have a bond, what is called a bond now. All right. Hype Girl Oracle. We have a bond that cannot be broken. It is forever linked. Y'all my people. I love y'all so much. Shout out to the King. Shout out to that live event. I met so many people, including hype girl Oracle that night. It was just amazing to talk to so many of you and chop it up with y'all. Shout out to my girl Sade. Shout out to hype girl Oracle, her husband. We chopped it up for a minute. It was so many beautiful people I met that night and talked to and just had a great time with. Y'all my people. I rock with y'all. Like, seriously, I love y'all. Really do appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for what you have helped cultivate here. Like, I brought it to your doorstep, but without y'all, this doesn't exist. It's just me talking into a camera. It's you guys that make this what it is. So, I don't like to get sentimental like Deborah Cox. I don't do that often, but I always want to make sure that you guys know that you are the fuel that powers this engine. And without y'all, none of this exists. So thank you guys for the love. I really, truly do appreciate each and every single one of you. Hype girl Oracle, excuse me. Cheers to you and your husband. It was so much fun talking to you guys. Cheers. Anti-social Sully. Been a member for 21 months. Who writes, Terry and Payne, the last Redskins left standing. Nope, can't do that. I can't allow you to do that. There's Revo, there's Tressway as Redskins who also are left standing. Tressway been here. He's the longest tenured Redskin / commander, if you want to be technical. I think he's been here since 2015, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not going to let you leave out Tressway. Not going to let you leave out Jeremy Reeves. I think he's been here since 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So can't leave those two special teams demons out. But Payne and Terry are the two big contributors that have been here since the Redskins era. Payne in 18, Terry in 19. But they're not the only ones, right? But it's only 4 of them. Only 4. Can't let you leave out the special teams demons in that process. Corin Smith, stand up. You are the newest member of the MOBB. Really appreciate you, my guy, Corin Smith. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB mob. You know what to do. And look, at this point, Corin needs our love. And he might be good, right? His wife might have left him a year and a half ago, and he's straight. But he just brought it up tonight. His dog might have died a year ago, and he brought it up tonight, right? At the end of the day, he's a part of us now. He's one of us. He's a mob member. So you got to show him some extra love. That's different than just being one of us as a family member. He's a mob member. And that shit hits different. Welcome to the squad, Corin Smith. You about to get love unconditionally like you've never felt before. Welcome to the squad, my man. Corin Smith, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Who writes, witnessed 3 Washington Super Bowls in my lifetime. Truth, Lou, it was like this all the time, but now it feels good to feel this way again. I hold my head high now, I take no shit from no one. I'm free, Louie. SOTG. So that means you're older if you've seen all 3 Super Bowls, Corin Smith. And here's what I say to you. You're in that point of your life where you just looking for some peace and tranquility, right? Like, you ain't out here in these streets trying to prove this or prove that. You just want to be free and have peace and tranquility, right? This team is at a point right now where for the next decade, they're going to be relevant. I'm not telling you they're winning the Super Bowl every year, but every year we're in the conversation. And that's all you can ask for as a fan. Yeah, you want to win it, but only one team out of the 32 gets to win the Super Bowl. And every year it's not going to be us. But just being in that conversation every year because you got one of them ones, it's vital. Because guess what? 26 or 27 of the 32 teams aren't in the conversation every year because they don't have one of them ones, and their roster ain't like that, so they can't overcome the fact that they don't have one of them ones, and so they're just going through the motions. We are no longer in that group. We're not in the middle class anymore. We're not hoping that we catch lightning in a bottle. We one of them ones that has a chance to win the Super Bowl every year. So you're back to your glory days because of Jaden Daniels. Celebrate. You should feel damn good about where you are right now. This shit is excellent. So hold your head high. Shoulders up, chest out, and let them know what this shit is. Corin Smith. You a Commanders fan. You a Redskins fan. You a football team fan. Whatever the hell you want to call it, Skins, whatever. Just let them know. We here and we ain't going nowhere but up. Don't take no shit from nobody. We like that now. Salute to you. LT, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. I hate that an Eagles fan was the first to double up on the night, but it's all good. Appreciate the how we respect. First time for you, 3-0. That's not the first time I've given how we respect. That's the first time you've heard me give how we respect. I've given how we respect a bunch of times. You just weren't here for it. That's all. I've acknowledged a bunch of times that Howie Roseman is the best GM in the NFL. I've acknowledged that many a times. You just weren't here for it. It's okay that tonight is the first time you heard it with your own ears, but that's not the first time I've said it. That said, we chasing that man. He is the GOAT in the NFL right now. But this is the thing that sets us apart and gives us a chance to leapfrog you. We got Jaden Daniels, and you have Jalen Hurts. I got one of them ones, and you got a guy that's barely in the top 10. It's levels to this shit, LT. I know you ain't going to like to hear that. I know you hate hearing that, but it's the truth, bro. It's different when you got one of them ones. Your guy needs a run game, an elite offensive line, and your guy needs his team to rally him and pick him up. My guy picks up everybody else and raises their level. It's different. You wouldn't know nothing about that. But you won a Super Bowl. Your quarterback won Super Bowl MVP. So I don't want to demean him. First of all, and I'm going to say this so you can hear it loud and clear. I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. I want him to play very poorly against us, but I think the guy on and off the field gets it. Up here, he's elite. Physically, he ain't like that. But because he's elite up here and he has enough talent physically, he can get it done when he's got a team around him like the Eagles put on the field every single year. He can get it done. But understand, he ain't Jaden Daniels. That's why they got him at 9. And the conversation is, should Jalen Hurts be higher than Justin Herbert, a guy that's never won a playoff game? That's the conversation. It ain't, should he be higher than Jaden Daniels? He's in the top 5 with the elites of the NFL. The conversation is, should Jalen Hurts be 7? Not, should he be 5? Remember that. It's levels to this shit, LT. And I'm never going to let you forget that. You're my guy. So I'm never going to let you forget that. And you didn't go 3-0 against us last year. What in your right mind makes you think you're going to go 3-0 against us this year? We're better than we were last year. And I don't know if anybody's told you this. You're worse than you were last year. You just heard it from me. You're not as good as you were last year. We're better than we were last year. You really think you're going to go 3-0 and you didn't even do that last year? Food for thought. You do the dishes. All right, my guy. Anyway, I digress. Video channel. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB who writes, Lou, 13 wins for year 13 for you. I'm with it, man. If you with it, I'm with it. I didn't see us getting 13 wins. I got us getting 12. But if you with it, shit, I'm with it. I ain't going to turn down 13 wins. Hey, look, laid down to the side, red beans and gravy. I ain't too lazy. If you want 13, I'm good with 13. If you say 13 is the number, I'm with it, man. We ain't won 13 games since 1991. So you tell me 13 for year 13, sign me up. That's some number one seed type shit in the NFC this year. Number one seed. That's some number one seed type shit. You win 13 games, you get a number one seed this year. Because guess what? The two best conferences play each other this year. It ain't no NFC North against the NFC South where you get to clean up and go 4-0 against that division. You playing the NFC East this year. The Lions got to play the Commanders and the Eagles. You're going to lose one of them two games, if not both. Ain't no team in the NFC South going 13-4. The Falcons, the Panthers, the Bucks, ain't none of them teams. The Saints, come on, I ain't even have to name the Saints. They ain't going 13-4. NFC West, maybe one of the teams out in that division, and that's the 49ers, really. But with all the injuries they got, I just don't see it. 13 wins gets you a number one seed in the NFC this year. And if you signing us up for that, cheers. Hold on. I see somebody talking some shit. Hold on. Who is talking some shit? Kelvin. Kick rocks. I ain't slurring my words. There's a couple of words that I might just drag out a little bit. I ain't slurring my words, though. Kick rocks. You still my guy, though. I still rock with you. But I ain't slurring my words. Anyway. Haval. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy, Haval, writes, Lou, I'm feeling Cliff going dial up with a play action bomb to Terry in the first play from scrimmage to start the 2020. That sounds like some 2019 Terry rookie season shit against Philadelphia. I don't know. We're going to see. I would love it against the Giants, but look, the Giants ain't ass defensively. So I don't know if you're going to be able to take advantage of them week one, first play of the game, but I love it. I love the play call. Play action fake, deep shot to Terry over the top, but I don't know if they're going for that. Northwest would erupt in pandemonium chanting Terry's name if that were to happen. Shit, my household would erupt, and I would be chanting Terry's name at my house if that happened. So, yeah. Do you know how loud it was in the second preseason game against the Bengals when Jaden scored the touchdown? Imagine what that's going to be like week one against a divisional opponent at home on the first possession if they were to do something like that. Come on now. Shit would be crazy. I like where your head is at. I like where your thinking is. I would love that to be the first play call. Take a shot on the first play. Like the Eagles did against us on the Monday Night Massacre from their own 25-yard line. Michael Vick, matter of fact, that shit might have been from their 15-yard line. And then Michael Vick threw that bitch from like his own 7. And that shit was like a 85-yard touchdown to start the game, but Michael threw that bitch 60 yards in the air to Djax. I would love it. I just don't see that being the case. But I'm not going to kill your dream. Hopefully that's exactly what happens week 1. I'm with it. Hype Girl Oracle. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Hype Girl Oracle. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Fellow Leo. Why are we not calling all? He says, why are we not all calling 5 Smiley? He always good. I mean, that's a great question. You know what I'm asking right now? Are those his real teeth? Does he have veneers? Because his teeth are really, really proper. And I'm, as someone that had braces basically throughout all of high school, just to get my shit to look like this, I've refused to believe somebody's teeth are that straight without some sort of straightening. Not that it matters. If you can afford veneers and you can shut your mouth when you get them, like Trent Williams' veneers are not good. He can't even shut his mouth. He's got a horse mouth at this point. That's not cool. But if you can still shut your mouth with your veneers, you've done well. And if those are veneers, Jaden shuts his mouth very well. He's good. Like he can close his mouth and smile and then shut his mouth again. For a lot of dudes, they can't talk, shut their mouth, smile, none of that shit. Their veneers is just keeping their shit open, right? Either way, he is smiley. He's always smiling. And he's always good. I agree. I'm interested, though. I asked my wife this. She was like, I don't know. She's like, I ain't thought about that shit. I did, because I had braces. When you have braces, you think about that kind of stuff. So I see some of the Invisalign comments. I don't think those are Invisaligns. I got Invisalign. Invisalign don't do that shit to your teeth, right? I'm just saying. He's got a promotion with Invisalign. Good for him. I don't think Invisaligns do that shit to your teeth. What I need to see is Jaden's teeth at Arizona State. And that would tell me the story. If his teeth look like they look now, okay. Invisaligns might have done it. He might have had them whitened a little bit. Cool. If his shits are all over the place, he just got a new set. And that's cool too. It's a lot of dudes who got a new set once they got money. And I'm not mad at that. We all know about what Cardi B's done to her mouth. We saw the shit in Love and Hip Hop. It ain't the same shit that she got going on right now. Trust me. We've seen a lot of people. Randy Moss, come on now. You saw pre-Randy Moss. You saw Randy Moss at Marshall. You saw early Randy Moss in Minnesota, and you've seen his teeth now. It's different. The shit's not the same, right? We know what time it is. I need to look no further than Trent Williams, 2015, circa 2015. Look at Trent Williams now. You know what time it is, right? Anyway, I digress. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Hype Girl Oracle. Rashad Brooks. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, JD5 gives us fans the ability to be outside. I was always outside, but you're right. A lot of y'all went inside, and rightfully so. I was a dum-dum for staying outside with Sam Howell. You guys were all right for going inside. I've been talking crazy, as you should be. Good for you. Talk your shit. We've been silent for way too long. We got 5. We got a chance. That's every week. Every time he sets foot on the field, we got a shot. We have added more dogs on both sides of the ball, too. Yeah, Rashad. Talk your shit. For sure. Facts. Big facts. Rashad Brooks. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes, if this defense turns into a top 10, 15 defense, prepare to be sick of us. Rashad, you know who you're talking to right now? Let this defense be top 10 to 15. 5 is always going to give us a chance. Super Bowl Louie will be different. Rashad is not saying, he's just saying. Super Bowl Louie, you ain't never seen that guy before. I don't know if y'all want to see that guy. I know y'all want to see that guy because of what it means. I don't know if y'all really want to see that guy, though. He's different. He's unapologetic. He's an asshole. And he is one of the most petty content creators of content you've ever seen. I'm not sure y'all really want to see Super Bowl Louie. I'm not sure if y'all ready for that. I'm not. Y'all want what comes with it. You want the Super Bowl. I don't know if you want what comes with Super Bowl Louie. I'm not sure if that's what y'all really want. This ain't what you want. I'm not sure if that's really what y'all want. Because I'm different. I'm going to be different in that mode. That's real talk. Rocky D. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Shout out to Rocky D for holding us down at the Commanders Kings live event, man. Your videography was top notch. You really held us. It was your intro, right? That video that we put out to set the sort of the scene for what happened it was your video that really made everybody understand like that was a live event. So we can't thank you enough, man. Shout out to you. New season of CNN loading. Can't wait. Bart Scott. Can't wait. You already know what it is. Dun, 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 dun. You already know what it is. That's coming your way Tuesday. Y'all ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Mr. Robinson, stand up. You are the newest member of the MOBB. Mob, you know what to do. Show Mr. Robinson some love. Welcome him to the neighborhood. Show him what it's all about. Welcome to the squad. Mr. Robinson, 76. Glad to have you on board. AG, $15.99. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Writes, what's up, Lou? Let's do another toast for the season. Already did. But it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. Cheers to the season. It's Navis. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, I need Debo coming out of the tunnel on a bike week 1. I don't think he's going to do the whole boombox thing like they did in San Francisco. But there may be some turn up and some swag that comes from Debo that he brings to the team. We'll see. I just know, shout out to Josh Harris and company for upgrading the tunnel that the players walk out of to the field that used to be bland and trash. It's got lights. It's got wallpaper. It's different. Let's see if Debo gives them a little bit of swag coming out of the tunnel. We'll see. Captain Obvious, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Captain Obvious writes, thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Corin Smith just super chatted the story behind every blues and country song ever written. Hey, chill out. I think he was just making a point. Every cloud has a silver lining kind of thing. Louie T had one sip too many tonight. I haven't. I'm good. I swear. I promise you. Captain Obvious. I'm good. You've seen Louie T before. Matter of fact, since you're trying to play me, let's get another word from one of our sponsors.
This is Louie
Tiff.
Is not
Yep.
realize that I just read this super chat. Literally, it's the one I just read. Like there was nothing in between. There was no grace period between it or nothing. Lou just said double up, double up. He doubled up. Swaggy P's joy. Shout out to Swaggy P.
Avoid waking up feeling like Louie Tiff by taking Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink, the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut called acetaldehyde. It's a buildup of acetaldehyde, not dehydration, that's to blame for rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break down acetaldehyde. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly and you'll feel your best tomorrow. Go to zbiotics.com/LouieT to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use LouieT at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/LouieT and use the code LouieT at checkout for 15% off. So don't wake up feeling like Louie Tiff.
That's my guy. Swaggy tweet.
Don't read it for a third time, Lou. Goddamn,
nope.
bro.
Lou, please, Lou, please.
Have a Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink and feel like yourself in the morning.
All right. So y'all can blame Captain Obvious for that. I wasn't planning on playing it a second time, but since he brought it up, why not? Joe Rocket, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy Joe Rockhead writes, big up to Lou for going full Dr. Phil when in need. That was not the intent, but we got to take care of our own. If we don't do it, who else will, right? Cheers to only 5 1 o'clock games. Yo, after week 4, wait, is it week 4 or week 3? I think it's week 4 against the Falcons, right? Yeah. I think the Chargers are week 5. That's a 425 kick. After week 4 against the Falcons, we don't play at 1 o'clock for like 2.5 months. It's crazy. We got 1 o'clock week 1. We got 1 o'clock week 3. We got 1 o'clock week 4. We don't play again at 1 o'clock until like the Vikings in like week 14 or 15. It's crazy stuff, right? Like absolutely insanity. Like our schedule is crazy, man. But it just shows how in demand we are this upcoming season. That's what it shows, right? And again, quick shout out to Z-Biotics. I took some tonight. Y'all know what it is. And I'm going to feel great in the morning. I got to drive first thing in the morning. I'm going down to see my parents to 757. Shout out to the 757. Y'all know what it is. We in the building. I'm going to feel great because of Z-Biotics. Get y'all some. Stop bullshitting. Use that promo code. Get you 50% off. It's a 4-day weekend for some of y'all. 3-day for the rest of y'all. Enjoy the weekend. And do it with Z-Biotics. Let me go back here. Let me finish your comment. No running from home from church, skipping communion. Let the hell begin. Damn. I never thought about that. Myself, when I first started this journey, I was an usher. And I would get home. It would be 1:32, right? I missed the first 1 or 2 possessions of the game, depending on how the first one went. But now you ain't got to worry about none of that. For the most part. Ain't a bunch of 1 o'clock games. That communion is way more important than the Commanders game. If that's how your life is set up, sip that wine like communion. A lot of times it's grape juice. Whatever the case may be, I trust in the blood. I hope you do the same, right? Abdullah, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Abdullah writes, Lou, just curious, what's your faith in Lattimore? Because I'm worried if he doesn't pan out. I got the utmost faith in Lattimore. I've said that multiple times this offseason, though. You remember I was asking to get him for years, but that was years ago. I still have confidence, but a little doubt. As you should. I get it. I trust in Lattimore. He's had a healthy offseason. This team, this is the thing I believe in, more so than anything else. I believe in this team's ability to take care of their veteran players. That's what I believe in. I believe in their ability to make sure that these players are good. To not rush guys back out on the field like the last regime did with Curtis Samuel in his first year here, where he was on the field, off the field, on the field, off the field, because they couldn't wait. DQ and company aren't going to miss a step. And Marshawn Lattimore has been fantastic this summer. He's good to go. And I think they spent enough money on health and wellness with this organization, with Josh Harris, that guys like Marshawn Lattimore are going to see a resurgence in their career. So call us the Phoenix Suns, of the NFL. How Phoenix used to like rejuvenate players late in their careers like Grant Hill and Shaq. Going to do the same thing for Marshawn Lattimore. That's where I'm at with mine. We'll see what happens. Ray Grubb Jr. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Ray Grubb Jr. writes, what up, Lou? What's up, Ray? Been a hot minute. Indeed it has. But I've been here. As long as you've been here, that's all that matters. Just in the shadows. Fellow lurker. It's all good. I wanted to say, looking forward to the playoff run. Salute, my guy. Salute to you. Cheers to this playoff run. If you with it, you know I'm with it. Let's get it. Cheers. Corin Smith, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. And now, officially being a member of the MOBB. Look at that. He writes, my bad, Lou. Dog is fine. Wife is cracking up next to me. See, look, you can't do that. You had me go on you did a whole X shit to me, right? You know I can't trust you anymore, right? Even though you family, I can't trust you no more. You can't do that. Because sometimes people are really going through shit. And you can't act like you going through shit. Because that's for some people, that's their reality. And I've been through some shit where it was real and it hits you and it's different. Corin, come on, bro. That was some real X shit. Don't do that shit on the channel. Do that shit on X. Troll people on X. Don't troll us. We family. Don't troll us. I'm disappointed. That's a no-no. We don't do that. Wag the finger at you. I wish my finger was longer like Dikembe Mutombo or Arsenio Hall. I wish my shit was longer so I could wag the finger at you. We don't do that shit here, man. Come on, bro. He said, it's not bad, Lou. Not bad doesn't do justice. I literally talked for like 8 to 10 minutes because I thought you was going through some shit. You can't do that, man. You understand? I hope you understand. I'm disappointed right now. My dog is fine. And doing that shit, you're asking for bad karma. Like, what don't you get about that? You want your dog to continue to be fine? Don't do that shit. That's not good. My wife is cracking up next to me. Shout out to your wife. Thanks for the mob for being there. Thought no matter how bad shit gets, Dallas suffer is sweet. It is. You're not wrong, but you don't have to build your suffering up to make Dallas's suffering feel even better. F them. You can just speak your truth and their suffering is good enough. My apologies to the legions. It's all good. Let's not do that again. Unless it's really real. Okay? Let's not do that. All right? John Perez, my guy, JP, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, so pumped for the Commanders football. LSU football? Who y'all got week 1? Some trash, I bet. Alcorn State or some shit. That's a different story. If we don't make the playoffs, I think Brian Kelly is gone. I agree. Have you watched? So, JP, let me take this time to ask you, because normally I would have done this on the podcast, but the podcast is under reconstruction right now. Have you been watching Any Given Saturday, JP? If you're not, on Netflix, you should. Your LSU Tigers are front and center. It's good shit. So Any Given Sunday, for anybody who, or excuse me, Any Given Saturday is an SEC reality show, basically, following around the SEC teams from 2024. There's certain teams they don't follow. Alabama, Georgia, those powerhouses. But they're following the other teams. LSU, Mississippi State, South Carolina, et cetera, et cetera. There's a bunch of teams that they're following around, and kind of Vanderbilt going through their day-to-day, help seeing the way they go about their, process leading up to games. If you're a fan of the LSU Tigers, they were a part of that series with Brian Kelly. You should watch it. It's really good. I recommend that to any college football fan. I am not the biggest college football fan in the world, but it's given me a greater perspective on college football. And I am now a Lenore Sellers fan of South Carolina. So I want to see him do really well after watching that show. So you should check it out, JP. That's all I'm saying, if you haven't already checked it out. And I agree with you. If Brian Kelly doesn't win this year, if they don't go to the playoffs, he might be gone in LSU. They have expectations there. He went there, left Notre Dame to win and win big, and he hasn't done that. And they might be sick and tired of him not getting it done. So we'll see. Corin Smith, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, Lou, thanks for the love. I'm home. We appreciate you. If you're a member of the mob, it's all love all the time. Even when you're wrong, you're still right, because you're amongst family. And that's what happens, right? We all make mistakes. We all slip up, but we all family. And that's the most important thing. So welcome home. Glad to have you. McAllister, my guy. If it's the same McAllister I think I'm talking about. What up, though? What up, though? When I left you on the first floor of our event on Sunday night, you weren't good. But you a soldier, though. And you talked to me the next day and you powered through and you was like, yo, all water for me. You don't need water. You need Z-Biotics. That's what you need. I played it twice, not once, twice tonight. Trying to tell y'all, if you out there and you're going to have drinks, you need Z-Biotics. Put my promo code in, LouieT, get you 15% off if it's your first time. Get you a 6-pack. So you ready to tackle the next day. You got to drink responsibly, though. I'm not sitting here telling you what you did that Sunday night was responsible. It wasn't. But Z-Biotics would have helped. You feel better the next day. That's all I'm saying. In any event, my guy McAllister, thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, yo, lit Louie. Why you trying to do me like that, man? I'm in better shape than I left you on. First of all, shout out to you. You bought me 2 drinks. One upstairs on the 3rd floor, 1 drink on the 1st floor. Shout out to you. You're my guy. And I'm so happy you made it home safe. I prayed for every single one of y'all because there was a number of y'all that I talked to. I was like, I don't know if he gonna make it safe, make it home safe. You told me, hey, I'm good. My vehicle is gonna make sure I'm good. I was like, bro, are you really good though? And then you went downstairs, you had another drink, but you also ate. That was important. I'm so glad to know you made it home. I already knew you made it home because you talked to me the next day. But you weren't the only one that I was concerned about. And all of y'all made it home. I talked to all of y'all. So I feel good, right? Feels good, feels good. He says, my guy, still recovering. See? Hey, be careful. Everybody not built the same. 12-5. That's what I had. I had 12-5. But after the Cowboys traded away Micah Parsons, keep the party going. 13-4. Hey, let's get a sweep. F them. I'm on some sweep shit now. 13-4. I was on 12-5. Cheers to you, McAllister. It's Mac. Young Scrappy. Yes, he is the OG gangster. Yes, he is. It's Mac. You only got to tell me once. One time. It's Mac. My guy. Shout out to you. Mayo Cesar. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Mayo writes, sup, Lou? Let me get real adult answers. So you want a real adult answer. Let's see what the question is first. How much money would someone have to offer you to not watch NFL for the rest of your life? Lowest amount. I don't think there's an amount you can offer me. Like, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Now, I will say, as a wise man once told me once upon a time, everybody's got a price. I don't know what that price is, though, because I love this shit, man. And, like, this is the thing. This is real now. I was joking just now, but that was a funny joke, but that was me joking. This is me serious. There's no price for happiness. This is me talking to y'all on some real shit. Y'all know. So my big thing in life, I talk to my friends like this. I literally talked to a friend like this today or yesterday. It's 12:54 on the East Coast. Yesterday. But I'm pretty sure I've said this to you guys before. If I haven't, let me say it to you now. You know what's the most important thing in life? Happiness. Truly enjoying life. If you're not enjoying your life, if you're not truly happy, what's going on? What are we doing? We got to find a way to get to that place where you're truly happy, right? Your life is worth so much. It's never worth taking it, right? Your life is never worth removing it from this earth. Your life is always worth saving it, but it's worth being happy. That's the thing that I'm after. I want everybody to be their happiest. I am truly blissful because of you guys. That's real talk. That ain't on the fake side, that's on the real side, as a wise man once said to me. That ain't on the fake side, that's on the real side. You guys allow me to be blissful because you allow me to do the thing that I love to do every day. I don't feel like I work a day in my life anymore. My past life, I worked hard, man. I worked hard, and it wasn't fruitful. Y'all allow me to live a life and be happy, and I want that same feeling for you, all of y'all out there, right? So if you ask me how much it would cost to not watch the NFL, I'm telling you right now, you couldn't pay me to not watch the NFL because that would stop my happiness. And to me, there's no price you can put on happiness. You can have the most money of anybody in the world and not be happy and be miserable and take your own life. And I'm not advocating for that. But I've seen guys, and I'm big on learning from the mistakes of others. I've seen people take their lives because they weren't happy. And there's always a different way. You don't have to do that. But being happy is, to me, it supersedes everything. Everything. Money, power, respect, all of that shit. What you need in life. Money, power, respect. If you eating right, all that shit is superseded by happiness. I can't tell you how many people I've had this conversation with about being happy. Finding the thing that makes you truly happy in life and doing that. This is the thing that makes me happy right here. Watching NFL games makes me happy, makes me smile, makes my heart smile. There's no replacing that. There's no amount of money that makes me say, you know what? I don't need to watch another NFL game for the rest of my life. I can't do it. You could offer me $2 trillion and I'm not going to take it because I'm not going to be happy for the rest of my life. That would make generations for generations and generations. But I don't know how long those generations are going to last on this earth. How many generations are going to last on this earth after we're dead and gone? I don't know. Maybe 2, 3. I don't know. I just know I want to enjoy my time here, and I want to set the people up that come after me to have a great life, but I want to enjoy my life while I'm here. And if you take football from me, I can't do that. So I don't know if there's any amount of money that would make me happy. I'm pretty sure some other people would be like, yo, XYZ will get the job done for me. Not for me. I can make the same amount of money I make now watching football, and I can be truly blissful, which is what I am right now. I'm truly blissful talking to you on a Friday night, now Saturday morning, before the NFL season in 2025 starts. I am truly blissful. I don't need nothing else. I got y'all, I got my family, and I got football coming up in a week from now. Less than a week. I don't need nothing else. I'm good. So I don't think there's an amount of money. No, I know there's not an amount of money that could stop me from watching football because it makes me happy. I've said this many a times on my podcast. I've had the NFL injected into my veins. There's no going back. I'm addicted, unfortunately. And they know this. This is why they can do whatever they want to me. They can change the rules. They can do shit that I don't agree with. They can piss me off. They know I'm going to watch on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and some Saturdays. They know. They got me. It's bullshit, but it's also the truth. So it is what it is. Anyway, I digress. Sovereign Legacy. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Sovereign Legacy writes, just wanted to re-up and show the name you knew me as. YouTube be on some crazy shit. LOL. I think 5 gonna run that MVP race. Look, I know a lot of y'all names. Most of y'all names. I don't know what's going on my channel. So I read the comments on the last channel, on the last video I had, because I asked, I said, is this a universal thing or is this a my channel thing? Like, I didn't understand what was going on. Why, for some reason, everybody has the @ on my channel, but then I go on the Commanders Kings channel. It's not like that. And the legendary Miss P said, no, bro, that's just your channel. Everybody else is straight. What did I do to have everybody's @ right? Everybody's handle on YouTube? Why can't I get the true YouTube names anymore? I don't know what I did to piss them off to the point where they give me handles instead of their actual YouTube names, but I want the names back. What do I have to do? Somebody enlighten me, please, because I know the thumbnails, I know the names, but this shit is crazy. Why are you doing this to me? Again, it feels like you're trying to ruin me between my old videos that you're recommending to subscribers or this @ shit. What are you trying to do to me? Whatever it is, why? Stop, please. I'm good. Trust me. I'm on your side. You don't have to do this to me. Pierce Clifton, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Pierce writes, Louie, love you, brother. I love you too, man. Straight up. I've embraced the title of Unc. I'm old in the YouTube sphere. I'm old. I understand that, and I'm Unc now, and I accept that role. I'm Unc. I'm not 40, but I am Unc, and I'm cool with that. AJ STP 003. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Who writes, Louie, who are the starting 5 offensive linemen you think? From left to right, Laramie Tunsil, Brandon Coleman, Tyler Biadasz. I wanted to say Andrew Wiley because they love him. Nick Allegretti, Josh Connolly Jr. I know Andrew Wiley could easily start in week 1, and I wouldn't be shocked if he did. They didn't draft this kid to sit on the bench in week 1. They didn't. Andrew Wiley is your swing tackle, which is why I'm not going to put him at guard. I'm going to put him at swing tackle, which is what they envisioned him being when this season, when they signed him, when they gave him guaranteed money this year, they looked at him as the swing tackle, which is why they could move on from Cornelius Lucas. While George Fant gives them a level of confidence at swing tackle that they didn't have before him, which may allow Andrew Wiley to be your starting right guard, which I would not be shocked by the way. I actually want to put him there at guard because he's like that at guard. I'm going to keep Nick Allegretti because he's been working there the entire time, but Allegretti is our backup center. So there's a conversation to be had between what's more important, having your backup center be chilling or have your swing tackle be chilling, which I don't think Andrew Wiley is anymore with George Fant here. I think Wiley now becomes a guard asset. Don't quote me on this, but I think Andrew Wiley could be your starting right guard come week 1. And I actually would like that. I like it a lot. I like it actually more than Nick Allegretti starting at right guard. But Andrew Wiley hasn't been working at right guard, so I'm not going to put him there. I'm going to assume that it's going to be Nick Allegretti. So there you have it. Josh Connolly Jr. over Andrew Wiley. Hype Girl Oracle. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. This might be your 3rd super chat. Forgive me if it is. I just had to make sure I doubled up just in case. I'd rather be wrong about a double up than not do it at all. More wisdom from Hubs. Uh-oh, you got another quote? That first one was fire. Quote, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Now, that one I've heard before. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. That means it's all up here. That's a mental thing, which I'm big on the mind because I was a runner once upon a time. I'm not a runner anymore, but I was a runner once upon a time. And I can tell you right now, when your mind starts to tell you you can, or you're going to finish whatever you started, right? Whether that's a 2-mile run, a 4-mile run, a 5-mile run, a 10-mile run, whatever that is. If you say up here, oh yeah, I'm doing this, then you're going to do it. If you say up here, I can't do this. Your mind is a powerful thing. We've all been young once upon a time. For some of you, you're like, shit, speak for yourself, Louie. I'm still young. Okay, cool. But for those of you who have done this before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've told yourself you didn't want to go to school, right? So what you do? You tell yourself, I feel sick, man. I'm sick. I don't feel good. You do that enough, guess what your mind starts to believe? Shit, I don't feel good. I feel nauseous. I got to throw up. You ain't got to throw up. Ain't shit wrong with you. But you convinced your mind that you don't feel good. And your mind controls your body. You think I'm bullshitting? Next time you go to the gym, tell yourself you can't do something. See what happens to the rest of your body. Conversely, tell yourself you can do it over and over again. See what happens to the rest of your body. Your mind is the most powerful muscle you have in your body. Your mind controls your entire body. That's real. That ain't fake. That's real shit. That's real spit from your man, Louie T. You want to be able to do something? Tell yourself you can do it before you actually do it. You want to not be able to do something? Tell yourself you can't do it, and your mind will control the rest of your body, and you won't do it. Facts. My girl, hype girl, Oracle says, P.S. Can we all be besties now? We already besties. Making my way downtown, walking fast. We already besties. There's no going back. Making our way through the crowd. We can't, there's no going back. We already besties. Cheers. You stuck with me now. Whether you like it or you don't like it. You stuck with me. Anyway, I digress. That, my friends, was my last super chat, which means my time is up. But I can't thank you guys enough for joining me tonight. For much of the night, 500-600 people. We got 460 of you out here at this current juncture. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to LouieTeeNetwork for more great content if you haven't already done so, which I'm pretty sure most of you have already. And turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a thing if you haven't already done that. In any event, that's going to do it for me, your man Louie T. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. For some, it was a 4-day weekend. For the rest, it's a 3-day weekend. Whatever it looks like for you, enjoy it, because we're about to embark upon a roller coaster ride like no other. This weekend is going to change. This weekend sets the stage for what's to come in the future. This is a ride unlike any other you've been on as a Commanders fan. Are you ready? You better get ready. This is the season. Bow to the masters. Commanders, break it down. Y'all know what it is. We generating. We about to go embark upon a season unlike any other you've seen before, unless you've seen this team win a Super Bowl. Then in that case, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. For the rest of you, this is our first time. I've seen this team win one Super Bowl. I was 5. Come on. I knew what I was watching, but come on. I need one as a full-blown adult. I'm all in. The question is, are you? We'll see. Your fandom will be tested this season, as it always is every year. Some of y'all pass with flying colors. Some of y'all, the others, not so much. Either way, you know where you can find it, all here on the Louie T Network. Commanders Kings, shout out to them. SOTG, you know what it is. Hashtag SOTG. Hashtag JJ. What's the hashtag there? LLJ. Long live Jer. Yeah. LLJ. Until next time, I'm your man Louie T, signing off. Toast to our Washington Commanders. What a season it's going to be. And I want you here with me as we go through all of it. Salud. I love y'all all. Let's go get it, man, in 2025. Cheers. That was a great sip.